What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the stream. We have another game. This week is going to be intensely filled with games because around a month ago, 3 weeks to a month ago, we had a big glut of people join T5S2. That's when we started opening pods so quickly. So we have like 4 pods ending this week. It's insanity. Between semifinals and finals games, we're going to be streaming solid all week, and it's going to be awesome. Stay tuned to the stream schedule for that. But for now, we mostly this is all stuff that's been just scheduled today. So it's kind of we're just back to back, going as fast as we can. We have a sick matchup for you guys. This is Necrons. A lot of people are asking for more Xenos matchups, and here it is. We have the Bony Boys themselves, the Necrons.
I gotta ask, now the Jixer's down, was your intention to put 4 so you could hold it from...
Looks like the players are talking amongst themselves. We'll turn them down. Necrons against Dark Angels. So very cool matchup. This is between Mr. Black, a.k.a. RAZE667 versus RHCPZEPHYR. Obviously, Mr. Black here in the red, playing the Necrons, versus Zephyr in the blue, playing Dark Angels, who's just going through his deployment now. Let's see, we have an Immortal who's escaped the bonds of the deployment zone. He's very excitedly ran across the table there. But I think this is going to be a sick game. We have a very interesting matchup. And not one that we see every day. Pure Dark Angels versus some sick Necrons. Let's talk about some lists. I have links to both the lists up in the description. That saves me a little bit of time from putting the list in the description. I think I'm just going to do that from now on, as long as we use TTTO, just to save myself a bit of time setting up this, because again, this was a pretty last minute stream, so I didn't have a lot of time to prepare and rewrite the lists to fit in the description. But this is what we're doing. James McClough says, appreciate all the hard work you are putting into TTS tournaments. And Andy Oakham sucks big chodes. Or smokes big chodes. He doesn't suck them. Well, I guess to smoke them, you probably have to suck on something. So, there you go. A, gross. And B, thanks. Thanks for watching. And I appreciate your appreciation. It's very nice of you. So, RAZE667 over here in the red, playing Necrons. And he has, I think, a fairly straightforward list. Necrons, they don't have a lot of list diversity, unfortunately. But we do eschew normally the 3 big planes that they take, the 3 Doom size, for 3 Tesseract Arcs. And this is something, I think I like it a little bit more. You add additional quantum shielding onto the table just to get that critical mass of quantum shielding that can really sort of annoy your opponent. To ignore the damage for multi-damage weapons. And it's dropping those Doom Sights for the Tesseract Arcs. And the Doom Sights, honestly, like, they never seem to do that much damage. The Tesseract Arcs, they're kind of like Doomsday Arcs in that they're a little bit random, but this guy's little gold crown. That's adorable. It's like he got it at a Burger King or something. They're very similar to the Doomsday Arcs, but I think they're also like sort of not that easy to kill. Anyway, let's talk about them. So this first detachment we have is a Sautek detachment. Spearhead with a Lord who is down here, I would imagine. That's this guy. Lord with a Veil of Darkness. There he is. Not an Overlord, just a standard Lord. With 3 Tesseract Arcs, with their big, their Gauss cannons, and they're enormous. They have a big, their Tesseract, Unleashed Tesseract thing. It's either a Flamer or a big beam cannon. One or the other, and then they have a bunch of Gauss cannons on them. We also have another Sautek detachment of, this is a battalion with Imhotep the Stormlord right in the middle, it looks like here. Is that him? That's Oracan. Here's Imhotep. Light some people with some lightning bolts. It's interesting because Imhotep's once per game lightning bolt often has the same effect as this Oracan model is giving me conniptions over here. Often has the same effect as the Doomsday Arc's amalgamated targeting data, in that it punishes you pretty severely for spreading for clumping your guys together, which is normally what you want to do against a big gunline list like this. So that's kind of the Necron game plan, is they want to make it so that clumping together out of line of sight hurts you, because they have actually no line of sight shooting, or out of line of sight shooting. That's why the Doom Sights are so good. But Imhotep sort of has the same ability. He can basically smite you on a 6. He chooses 1 unit, and on a 2+, he deals that many mortal wounds to it. however many you rolled. So a 1 it fizzles, and a 2 it does 2, and a 3 it does 3. If I'm remembering this correctly, which I might not be. And then everyone within 6 inches of them, I believe, you roll a 6, and on a 6, the lightning hits them as well and deals an additional D3, I think. I have had that go off like super hardcore. When I was playing Grey Knights, it was bad because you would roll like 10 times. And you'd get 2 or 3 smites off the army, which is just brutal against a low model count army like that. This matchup, it might not be so devastating, but it still forces this army to kind of spread out a little bit. And that could potentially see it in line of sight of these Doomsday Arcs and really blown up. We also have Oracan the Diviner, and who I have no experience with. I have no idea what that guy does. So I do apologize. I'm going to look him up real quick. Imhotep the Stormlord, I think you do see quite often, but Oracan is not so often. He is... he has just a melee weapon, and at the start of your turns, you roll a d6, and if you roll less in the battle round, he soups himself up. Okay, and then I see the Warlord. He has the refund command points Warlord trait. Let's take a look here. No, he does not. But he does give infantry within 6 inches of 5+ invulnerable. All right, that's okay. Seems good. I like that he soups himself up for the start of the game, though, right? You have to roll less than the current battle round. So he has to roll anything but a 6 on round 1. No, he has to roll anything but he can't do it on round 1. And then round 2, he has to roll a 1. Okay, I get it. So he soups himself up in the late game. He has a very good chance to soup himself up. So. But tough part's going to be getting there. He gets to strength 7, toughness 7. He gets +2 wounds. He gets +2 attacks. Goes to 4 attacks, 7 wounds. It's okay. But it's interesting. I'm not sure who the Warlord is. Let's see. Has he been... Imhotep is the Warlord, but they both have Hyperlogical Strategist, which is the 5+ regen command points. So Oracan, I guess, just in here as a fun little HQ dude. I don't know if there's any tech with him. He helps the Immortals out to be a little bit more resilient, and that's about it. Pretty cool, fluffy little rule there to soup himself up in the late game. We also have 3 units of 10 Immortals. 2 units of 10 and 1 unit of 9. It's a little interesting. Usually you see Immortals brought in units of 5, so you can min-max your troops choices, because the Necron troops choices, they don't fly, so they get engaged in melee, which is kind of a death blow to a Necron army. And they don't do a ton of damage, but apparently Mr. Black, RAZE667 here, has had some good success with them. And they're all, of course, bringing Tesla carbines, because that's what you do. If you're a Necron, you pump up that Tesla and you give it a bunch of pluses to hit. We also have Catan Shard of the Deceiver. So that's going to let him redeploy D3 models anywhere, I believe it's outside of 12 inches of enemy models, which is very good. And then 3 more Doomsday Arcs, or 3 Doomsday Arcs. So we have 6 total Arc models with big, heavy range weapons, enormous amount of direct fire line of sight, or direct line of sight shooting. And let's see where that last. There's the 9-man Immortal Squad here, it looks like. Is just going to be hanging out on Objective 1, and I believe that they are engineers. So that they're going to be scoring some points. That's a pretty good pick for Necrons, typically, because their infantry is mostly bad. And here comes the Deceiver redeploys. Pretty strong. It's really hard to screen that out effectively, basically. You can just deploy them almost anywhere on the table. You can deploy into people's deployment zones. I imagine a lot of times what he does is going to deploy these Immortals forward and just really rinse down some infantry squads and just absolutely kill all your screens so that he can Veil of Darkness in later in the game. Because he does have that Veil of Darkness. So it's really, really pulling on the Immortal squads this game in this list, I think is very interesting. And moving over to the other side of the table, RHCPZEPHYR. I'm just going to call him Zephyr for this game, but he is playing full Dark Angels, wait for it, Brigade detachment. Oh, big old brigade of Dark Angels. Very exciting. We have 3 units of 5 Intercessors with bolt rifles, pretty stock standard. 3 units of 5 scouts, excuse me, with just regular bolt guns. We have Asmodai and Belial. Ooh, we're getting the special characters up in here. That's cool. Is this Asmodai? It is. This is an apothecary, and where is Belial? He might be in Deep Strike. He's a Terminator boy. There he is. Belial is a pretty badass dude. That must be Belial because he has all of Belial's rules. There you go. As well as a Ravenwing Talemaster. Pretty straightforward. We have, to fill out the elites, 1 Deathwing Ancient right here, a unit of Deathwing Knights, as well as a unit of Deathwing Terminators. So, as far as I know, you can create some pretty insane combos between the Ravenwing and the Deathwing units. You can, the Deathwing have their stratagem Deathwing Assault, which allows them to shoot when they come out of Deep Strike. So you can do weird stuff, right? Where you can double move. We should also mention there's 3 attack bikes to fill out the fast attack. You can double move an attack bike with the Ravenwing stratagem. So they move 14, I think, and then you can move another 14 with the stratagem, and you can advance the first time. So they could move like 40, if I remember correctly. And then you can use Combined Assault to deep strike a Deathwing unit from them. But what you're probably going to do is, for example, if Zephyr was going first here, he could double move this guy right up in here. If we had a screening unit of Immortals here and he wants to drop his Deathwing Knights in there, he could then pick anywhere on the table that he could normally deploy into. He could deploy in his normal Terminators here. They get a free round of shooting into the Immortals, and they kill this unit. That means then when he combined assaults and puts his Deathwing Knights in here, if you have the attack bike here, the Deathwing Knights can come in within 6 inches of that guy. And if he's killed all the Immortals, they can come in, right up to your opponent's face. So you can actually chain some incredible deep strike combos off of the Deathwing, off the Deathwing and the Raven Guard stratagems. And I hope that our RHCPZEPHYR is like really planning to do that. I have to dig into Asmodai and see what he does because I've never seen that guy on the table. So we're learning all sorts of new special characters today. This game's sick. But then to fill out heavy support, 3 units of Eliminators. Cheapest chips. They bring a bunch of bolt sniper rifles, and pretty good. Really, really heavily focusing on the Deathwing Knights to bring in anti-armor punch, which I'm a little scared of. We also have... the Deathwing, the Terminators are standard Terminators, so they have Power Fist. No Storm Shields on those guys, which is a little scary. But we do have it on the Knights, but really the rest of the list is bolt guns. You do have the Talon Master who's going to put out a lot of AP1 shooting, AP1 or 2 shooting, and then just a bunch of bolt guns across the rest of the table. Eliminators can do some work with Mortals rounds, but that's about it. So really hoping to get those Deathwing Knights in here, and the big downside is that all the armor on the Necron side of the table has quantum shielding, which is really good at bouncing 3 damage attacks. Although their low AP on the Maces here is not going to be that bad. So I'm a little worried about the Deathwing Knight's ability to actually punch through all the Necron armor. But we'll see. Necron stuff also just randomly takes damage from bolters a lot. So they only have a 4+ save on their Doomsday Arcs. And the Tesseracts, I think, are only down to a 3. Yeah, but only 10 wounds on those guys. So we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. And I do hope the Necrons going first is always scary because they have the potential to deal just such raw damage in their first round of shooting. And I hope we don't see them absolutely decimate this Dark Angel army before it gets the chance to Deathwing Assault all of its combos off. Let's take a look at Asmodai. Necrons are an army that unfortunately kind of really tilt the role to go first because they can deep strike turn 1 with the Veil of Darkness. They can do these redeploys with the Deceiver to really just hammer you turn 1, and a lot of that stuff turns off if they go second. Asmodai gives +1 to do attacks with people within 6 inches. He knows 2 litanies plus Litany of Hate. Oh. And he gives -1 leadership to enemies. Wow, +1 attack. So I imagine we're trying to get Asmodai up in there to buff up the Deathwing Knights. That's the goal, but he is only a move 6 little dude man. He doesn't have a jump back or anything, so he might have trouble getting up there. We'll see. we'll see how it goes. RHCPZEPHYR, obviously, and RAZE667, both in the semifinals of the tournament. So clearly they're not slouches. They have won their first 2 games pretty decidedly. But we'll see who can win this game and go on to play in the finals against the winner of Apostle of Ruin and Jeff Poole, 2 insanely strong players. We'll see how it goes. This was the pot of death, I think a lot of people called it. It has Innis, it has Jeff Poole, it has John Damaris in it. A bunch of people who are just really grinding games of 40K. And so to get to the semifinals in this pot, is you have to have dodged those guys. And we'll see how it goes. Although RHCPZEPHYR, I believe, did beat John in round 2. Is that correct? Let's take a look here. Yeah, Damaris did go down 25-26 to RHCP. I got to do it right. RHCPZEPHYR. Very close round, but he did go down, and his list was a scary one. Definitely one of the favorites to win the pod. Let's get sent. I'll send it back to the players for a bit to talk about their first shooting phase, and we'll go from there.
Singularity Chamber. We're going to do big mode for the Singularity Chamber. It is D6 shots. 4. Hitting on 3s.
I'm a seaman.
Ooh, that's a bad roll.
Do the arcs ignore heavy?
I'm South-Tech, so I ignore heavy.
So that cool. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I'm gonna reroll 1. Looking for 3. Hits. Do I get my point back? I do not. This is strength 8, so wound on 3s.
Yep.
2 wounds at -3.
My 50% obscure. Looks like it. So I'll get my cover. So that'll put me to a 5-up. I don't make either of them anyways.
2d6 damage.
He's dead. He's only got 2 wounds.
And then 6 shots from the heavy Gauss cannons. 4 hits, wounding on 3s. 2 saves, -3.
Looks like we're just blowing up attack bikes here, which is fair. Those were deployed pretty aggressively, but one thing I didn't mention is that RHCPZEPHYR has a Ravenwing Apothecary, and we have expounded on the virtues of that guy in the past. The Combined Assault strat gets used off Ravenwing Bikers. Unfortunately, the Talon Masters can't trigger it, otherwise that would be super duper good. But if you bring the Apothecary, he is a character, so he is character protected by the rest of the army. So it's unlikely that he gets taken out this turn.
Okay, we'll do it this way.
And
this arc's gonna fire everything at the scouts.
So even if you lose all of the attack bikes on turn 1, you do have the ability to still bring in that Combined Assault with this guy. And again, you can double move him to get him anywhere you want on the table. I don't love this aggressive deployment, but I think Zephyr was just trying to keep off this Deceiver redeploy. But I wonder. I guess that's an okay placement. I wonder if I would have rather had seen some Intercessors put in here because they're a little bit tougher against the Necron weapons. And then you could forward deploy your scouts here and here and here, and you know you're just going to lose those 4 units, but there's no chance of a Deceiver like sort of hitting you. I guess the difference is that you're just trading attack bikes, and I imagine RHCPZEPHYR.
No, we'll do it on the big mode. Gauss cannons
Values his scouts a little bit more.
Hitting on.
But it is interesting that the scouts aren't sort of forward deployed at all. Maybe he was worried about the Immortals just Teslaing them down. I haven't talked about the players' secondaries yet. Mr. Black, a.k.a. RAZE667, has picked the Reaper, as well as Butcher's Bill. I don't know about that pick. You obviously can't double score those. You can't score them together, so any units that you pick as a Butcher's Bill will not count for the Reaper. So at this point, he probably only wants to kill 2 Ravenwing Pikes, right? He doesn't want... he wants to make sure that the rest of them don't die. So he kills... If he kills this guy, and he kills this guy, and he leaves the scouts alive, he grabs that Butcher's Bill, or he just kills the scouts and counts them for a Reaper anyway. But then you're basically looking at characters. You're trying to pick characters up with that Butcher's Bill pick to grab the 2 kills per turn to do that. Reaper's an interesting one. This isn't the easiest list to Reaper. You do have 15 scouts plus 20, 40 wounds, so 55 wounds in the Deathwing, plus another 30 wounds, so 85 in the Intercessors, and then some Eliminators. So it's not the worst. It does feel a little aggressive, though. And then his last pick is Engineers. Again, very solid pick. We don't have any indirect fire besides these Eliminators, and they are not very long range to shoot at these Engineer Immortals who are hanging out on Objective 1. And I think those guys are just going to score up 4 points. He's also, he's forward deployed these other Immortals pretty well. I wonder, like, there's not much really threatening them, I guess, besides this Talon Master. But if the Talon Master moves out, it's just going to get killed. So it might be worth putting one of his other Engineer Immortal squad on Objective 4 and just threatening the double score on turn 2.
Got a big old butt.
Next up, we have RHCPZEPHYR, who's picked Big Game Hunter. I think a very strong pick with just all these big Doomsday Arcs and stuff. Engineers, which is usually, if you don't see Doomsdays on the table, that's a good pick. And it looks like he's picked these 2 Scout Squads, which is usually what you want. Yeah, he's marked them as Engineers. Usually that's what you want, Engineering, because they're not very combat effective, especially with bolt guns. They're not charging or running or anything. They're just going to hang out and start grabbing those Engineer points. There's not much that can really kill them. The arcs have to get all the way over there and physically shoot them. They have no indirect fire. I guess maybe he could be worried about a Veil of Darkness if he loses his screen on this side, or if he's able to get some models in like here along this line to get shots. But I think he's gonna deploy out of that. Engineers is a great call. The one I don't like in here is Ground Control. We're playing Nexus Control again, and this is... There's only 4 objectives on this table. To max Ground Control, you have to get all 4. And you usually want to make sure that you're pretty fast and you're going second. Now, obviously, he's going second, so that's strong. But he's not that fast. Besides the Ravenwing stuff, which is all about to die for the most part, it's all move 5 and 6. And I think he's just hoping that the Deathwing can get over there, but it feels a little scary. The Deathwing would be much better suited getting behind enemy lines. Because worst case scenario, you can drop 10 Terminators here and just kill everybody. All the infantry. Or just like shoot 40 bolt guns at a Tesseract Arc, or at a Doomsday Arc, which should pink off 5 or 6 wounds at least. And then let those guys hang out for a bit. And being individual models, they're relatively resilient to Necron shooting. The Necrons really want to hit one big target that their D6 damage can really screw up, but being 10 2-wound models is less good. Especially with an Invul Save, potentially cover against the Gauss cannons. The Gauss weapons. I don't know. I'm not sure I love that ground control play, but we'll see how it plays out. Our RHCPZEPHYR might have a super secret plan. And I think we're done with Mr. Black's turn.
Characters can give their leadership to stuff.
He's a chaplain.
It looks like he's killed the scouts here. We're finished off. And he's killed the two attack bikes to get his Butcher's Bill, so he's doing exactly what we talked about. He's got his Butcher's Bill locked up in the bikes, and then he's starting to reap the scouts.
I just looked at his card, so yeah, you're fine there. Go ahead.
17 rules.
Alrighty. And it looks like he lost 3 intercessors on this unit here. Did he lose another intercessor unit? No, the last intercessor unit is hiding here. So overall, that could have been worse from the Necrons. But one of the benefits of RHCPZEPHYR's list is that he doesn't have really any big targets for you to shoot at. And that's what Necrons want to see. Like, they want to see a big knight on the other side of the table. They're just going to laser cannon right off. They want to trade shots with something big, and there's nothing really here that they want to shoot at. They're going to shoot at scouts. They're going to shoot at intercessors all day, and Zephyr's like, whatever, man. Do it. Kill some scouts. Kill some attack bikes, bro. What do you think of this matchup, chat? Looks like we have about 20 people in the chat room right now. Thanks everybody for watching. Again, another sort of unscheduled game, but we are going to be blasting games all week, like I said before. But what do you think of this matchup? Do you think it looks a little tough for the Space Marines, for the Dark Angels, but they have some tricks, they have some combos, and they might be able to pull it out, and they might be able to get those get these Deathwing Knights right up in Mr. Black's deployment zone, start punching those Doomsday Arcs with their big maces, which would be sick to see. I hope that happens. Or do you think the Necron firepower is going to kill him? The Necrons may be inspired by all the new models that they're getting in 9th edition, so they might be ready to show the world what they can do. Let's find out. Chat, what do you think? Let me know.
All right. Well. Not gonna get a kill there. I don't think we're getting a kill this turn. Unless we
Rough.
kill the character. That being said, we'll advance this green squad of intercessors. Look at them go.
Zoom. Hey, at least you're movement 6. I'm movement 5.
Yeah, but you come back to life.
I think people make too much out of that. I think I pay too many points for that ability. It should just be free, like, they shall know no fear, and Bolter Discipline, and Shock Attack.
It's a bit stronger than they shall know no fear.
I don't know.
Yeah.
When you take, like, 5-man squads, it's just basically
a free
immune.
apothecary anywhere.
You're immune to morale. Essentially.
Well, that's not true. Yeah. I play Tyranids and I make Space Marines run away all the time.
It's some classic Necron Salt here.
I would like to have Shock Attack on all of my troops.
I love it.
That would be
I think that's perfect. Mr. Black, thank you very much. I appreciate it for showing us a little bit of that.
Most of those 3 rules that you just named. It's just a free attack for no reason.
You realize it used to be that way for everybody, right? You charged, you just got +1 attack.
Right, but then that's the same thing as saying it's that way for nobody, Like, no one's getting the benefit if everyone gets the benefit.
Not quite, because it incentivizes you to charge.
Yeah, but it creates a standard. I don't think I'm gonna move too much this turn. We'll go ahead and pull this guy around here. Just to be within 3 of these boys. And we'll try and heal up one of those guys on a 4-up. Which we don't get. So we'll just go into some shooting and shoot some pot shots. So we'll start off with these eliminators. They're going to go on a sniping mission. We get an extra 6 inches for being Dark Angels and being a Devastator.
They can see through walls?
Yeah, they have a round that lets them shoot out of line of sight.
Oh. That's fair.
Yeah, so
I think we're measuring centimeters.
It doesn't
right
do
now
like the
on
mortis
Zephyr.
stuff, like the mortal wounds or anything like that. It's strength 5 -1 damage, but it'll be -2 because Devastator. And since we're Dark Angels, we get an extra 6 inches on heavy. So they're all in range of this Oracan duder. So we'll put the farthest back 3 dudes into him.
What round are you firing?
Executioner. I don't know the names of them. Yep, Executioner. This weapon can target units that are not visible to him, can target characters' units if they're not closest. When resolving an attack, add 2 to the hit roll, and the target does not gain cover.
Wow, that's pretty good.
All those words. Since we're Dark Angels and we act as if we stood still, we reroll 1s for a chapter ability, and don't matter. So we got 2 hits, strength 5. I'm guessing he's T4.
Yeah, he's T5.
Oh, okay. So just one.
Oh, no, he is 4. I'm
Okay,
thinking of the Lord line.
Yeah, 2 minus 2 then. 1 damage.
Okay, 2 5-ups. He takes 2 wounds.
So then the next 3 up. All hit. 50 wounds again.
Okay, 5 up. He saves 1, down to 2.
Talon Master, so we got 3 this time.
5 up. He takes 1, and he's on 1.
Brutal. That was my kill for the turn. So we'll put some pot shots into this guy with our Talon Master.
Sure.
What is he? T7. So everything's gonna be wounded on 5s. I'm just gonna shoot all 18. On 2s. He did stand still. Let me just double check that it's not just infantry for my Grim Resolve.
Does the Talon Master have the relic to extend range?
He does.
Cool.
The Oculus thingy.
So unfortunate failure to kill here for Zephyr, but I don't think that's really that.
Yeah, cool. So we
expected,
still say he
unexpected.
rolls 1s.
Leaving Orc hand down to 1 is a
All
pretty
hit.
big deal.
Wounded on 5s, reroll
I
on
don't believe
1s.
he has a way to heal himself.
2. Alright.
AP1?
Minus 2.
Right. So he'll be saving on a 4 up then. It takes 2 wounds.
Is he gaining cover from this?
Yeah.
This ignores cover. Because the Talon Master just does that innately.
Okay. Then he takes 3 wounds.
Boys advanced. We'll put all of these gentlemen into him as well. Because we get an extra 6 inches on our guns. They should all be in range.
Yeah, it looks fine.
I wonder if my measuring
Roll
tool is set
1s for
funny.
Grim Resolve.
I don't really have a way to check that right now, unfortunately.
5s. So yeah, 4 more minus 1. This does not ignore cover, so you're just at your 3 up, I believe.
-1?
Yep.
Alright. That's all saved.
Angus Chalmers. Yeah, man. We got some Necrons versus some Dark Angels on this stream
Yep,
today.
this attack bike next.
Pure Dark Angels with a good showing from all 3 subsets. We got
All
the
3
Tactical
hits with
Boys
the Heavy Bolter.
with the Intercessors and the Scouts. We got a couple Ravenwing guys in here, and then we got
Just
a whole
one
big
more.
brick
This
of
one's
Deathwing
minus 2.
in this
Alright,
list.
7/4.
So pretty exciting matchup. This is
Takes a
the
wound.
Pod 8 semifinals.
And then, Grim Resolve. This is anyways. No more. These boys advanced. I think that's it. This lucky diviner, whatever that word is. So yeah, you get killed more, hold more.
So an unfortunate turn of no
what
killing.
is
the
what's
bonus?
Is it for holding both?
Hold both objectives outside either player's point zone.
That's stupid. I would have moved on to this thing and shot at him then to not give you bonus, but oh
Yep,
well.
I'll take it.
We
Push
know
the
what
button when you are done, sir.
Sure.
Okay, pre-game stuff. Or sorry, pre-round stuff. Living Metal on my arc heals a wound. Living Metal on Orc and the Diviner heals a wound. My will be done on both units of
Oh, he
Immortals.
does have your living metal on him.
So what's the range of your
That's my bad.
eliminators then?
Mistakes were made. I
36?
did read his profile just now. But he will slowly heal himself up from those limiter shots. But they'll probably get another go at him.
They
Is that
were
living metal?
vehicles and characters.
Cool.
So were you having anything giving you extra range on your eliminators? Was it the Town Master?
Yeah, my Dark Angel's Doctrine. It gives them an extra 6 inches just for being pure Dark Angels and being in Devastator.
So you won't have it next turn?
No.
Well, that's nice. Movements. Well, we're gonna shuffle these guys so they're.
You have to re-roll my litany now. We'll do the same one, which we don't get.
All right, so I'm gonna pull these guys away a little bit so you can't get in melee with me and can't fight me through a wall. Would you agree that a knight pressed against a wall would not be able to engage any of these units in melee?
I get what you're trying to do.
I'm just asking if you think that's the case or not.
Yeah, I won't do it, I promise.
Okay, so we're going to move this Tesseract Arc here. This Tesseract Arc here. This arc, it's okay, I guess. This Doomsday Arc is also okay. So is this Doomsday Arc. No, we're going to move one of these arcs, I think. This guy is going to move.
So I'm looking at where Zephyr could potentially get a drop in next turn. It is a little awkward.
I'm going to spread out these warriors.
RAZE has
our immortals.
Really boxed him out pretty hardcore, I think, in this area. Basically just putting the vehicles in areas where they could charge so that they won't get good charges off. That said, I think they can kill the Tesseract arcs through their quantum shielding, potentially. Because they are a 3 damage. So
this arc...
They only need 4 to go through in order to take it down. And, winning on 3s with 30 or 40 attacks,
fine.
if he's able, depending on the bust he's able to get.
My Deceiver...
could probably get it done.
Just going to get a little bit closer to the wall.
But he has to do that and not be totally obliterated on the subsequent turn. So I wonder if there is a world
so
in
I can
which
toss
he
up
can pin
Majig over there.
Immortals, but I don't believe that there is.
Or
Especially since Veil of Darkness hasn't yet been
9
released.
inches.
So they'll be able to pull back out after Veil of Darkness.
This Doomsday Arc is going to have to move to get some shots.
We'll see if he uses it this turn to really push in on Zephyr's engineers. But I think I don't know if the damage
All right, I
is
was going to see if I could snipe your Apothecary.
Might be tough with these guys in the way. These guys. I think this guy is going to be a lot closer to those guys than they are the Apothecary.
That's possible.
Let's see.
No, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to do it.
That can see the bike. The question is it closer or not?
Yeah, I don't believe so. Yeah.
No.
I think that's some strong positioning by Zephyr. I don't think there's any way that
33
folks
at
on this
least.
side of the L of
Yep,
this
doesn't
L
look like I could get those shots.
can
So,
get a line of sight here, or can get a clean shot there because of those intercessors. And we're really seeing that the big issue with the Necron lack of indirect fire is that they don't have a good way of removing these intercessors. And I don't think that a unit of
doesn't
Immortals
look like he can shoot a whole lot.
deep striking in will kill those guys.
Sight.
We could potentially see Immortals dropped here, and then if he's able to kill,
All right, then I'll just use him to shore up some more deep
that
strike angles.
both
I
of these
guess.
bikers that pulls the command
he's gonna
combo off the
advance.
table, but I don't think Immortals are going to kill Marines in cover.
3,
can't
so he
ignore
goes 15.
And they do shoot a bunch of times, 30 times for that unit of 10 with exploding 6s and 5, potentially 5s. But I don't know. I wonder if it's worth just starting to pick at those guys with one of the Doomsday Arcs, but I'm not sure if the line of sight is there. Along the edge of the table, you could probably see the last guy. I love that the Doomsday Arcs have just hovering off the ground, no bases on them. I believe that they are that they don't have a hover tank rule. I believe that they do have a hover tank rule, so they have a base. But
and a movement stuff, cosmic fire on your jet bike or your bike. A 4-up takes mortal wounds. Nope. Okay. Other shooting. Moving to shooting phase.
Shooty shoot.
Yep, we're gonna high power. We'll start with the front arc. It's gonna shoot these intercessors with the high power cannon.
Ooh.
A D6. 1. I'm gonna re-roll that one. To 4. Do I get my point back? Nope. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s. They are dead. This front arc is going to fire high power at your bike. D6 shots. 6. Hitting on 3s. Winning on 3s. 3 5-ups. 2d6 damage. It is also dead. I'm going to count these two. It has to be in the same turn, doesn't it? For the Reaper. Yeah. So I'll take the intercessors and the one bike for Butcher's Bill.
Yeah, I don't know. The interaction between Reaper and Butcher's Bill always confuses me.
Yeah, I suppose I should have taken both. No? Yeah, both bikes last turn for Butcher's Bill, and so I could count the scouts towards the Reaper. Are you okay with that, or do you just want to leave it the way it is?
Yeah. What does that give you?
It gives me 5. It gives me 5 wounds towards the 20 wounds I have to do to get 1 point.
I mean, I'd just say do it in whatever order that you did it in.
All right, that's fine. Because I forgot bikes aren't. They don't count, right?
Bikers count for Reaper, yeah.
Oh, they do. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they used to not.
And never mind.
But now it's just cumulative wounds across bikers, infantry swarms, and something else. Drones. And against Tau builds.
It looks like I can see the back of your sergeant with this Doomsday Arc. But the question is, am I in range?
Didn't this one advance?
Yeah, but I'm South Tech.
Oh, so you could advance and shoot heavy.
They're treated as assault weapons. So yeah, I'm in range of the one I can see, so it's going to fire its low power version, which is only range 36. 6 shots. Hitting on 4s because I advanced. And strength 8, so wounding on 2s. 3 saves at -2.
So 4 up in cover.
Yeah, you're fine.
There you go.
Let's see. Nothing to shoot at. This Doomsday Arc. I think this one cleaned up the intercessors. All right, I got kill and hold. Don't actually. Let me see. Do I want to use my? Yeah, I'm going to use my big once per game ability with Immotech.
Here comes the lightning.
He's going to call down the lightning on.
Yeah. Whew. There's a big cluster of boys.
This
to get hit by
squad in the
lightning.
middle.
Yeah. Oh man,
Yeah.
that's gonna be rough.
So
yeah, I was gonna say what's
so the way it works is I roll a d6. On a 2+, that squad takes that many mortal wounds. Then for each unit within 6 inches of the unit, on a roll of a 6, that squad takes d3 mortal wounds. So it's probably going to be everything in this area.
It's just in any shooting phase.
Yeah. So I hope I roll a 6.
Eliminators.
Yep. They take 2, and then we're going to go around the squads. So pick a squad. And I'm going to roll for it.
Red Scouts.
No.
Green Scouts.
Nope.
Green Eliminators.
Nope.
Blue Eliminators.
Come on, lightning bolt.
Nope. And then your Talon Master.
Oh yeah, word.
Nope. And
is it 6 inches?
Asmodai. Yeah, it's 6 inches.
That was a depressing lightning bolt.
That's what it usually does. All right, that's fine.
So 2 to the red squad.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'll take that towards my Reaper pile. All right, that's it. Go ahead. Sometimes that does a lot. Most of the time, it doesn't do anything.
Let's see
and
how that
go.
would, so 9 plus 5 puts them here. It's another 14.
So we're kind of rocketing through this
So
game
I'm going to
so
spend a
far.
CP to make my Raven Wing move twice, basically.
comes
My
the-
Apothecary.
Apothecary.
So when
Jumping
is this done?
Looks like we're gonna drop this in.
Let me just go look at the stratagem.
Over
Which
here.
one are you using?
Probably
Yeah,
combine assault the knights in. Try to get charges.
What's its name? It's one of the new ones, though. It's
We
in
might
the ball.
Deathwing assault.
It's probably
try to
after
kill
he
this guy,
moves.
Maybe? The Catan
Yeah,
shard?
we want to make sure we get the timing right.
Yeah. High speed focus, I think. Nope, not that one. Evasive assault. Nope, not that one. Full throttle, that sounds right. Use the stratagem in your movement phase after moving a Raven Wing unit from your army. You can make a second move with that unit. It can't advance as part of that move. And I guess you can't use it if it already advanced that phase.
And it also can't shoot or charge.
Can't shoot or charge. Yeah, I was.
All right, go ahead.
So,
So make your move.
There.
If you just want to copy him and plop him down, so we can work out where he's going to go. I found that's the easiest way to not lose your movement from moving your model.
Yeah, that's fine. 9, I'll put him. Just want to make sure his bike gets up to here first, and then you can go 5 more, and then another 14.
I think rotating will take you extra movement, but that was only like 11 and a half, so
like
you're
10
fine.
More. Yeah.
Is he immortal on Objective 4 doing anything, or is he just hanging out?
It's just an artifact that pops up every time I load this map.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Like lock and unlock it and move it, but it just kind of disappears and reappears. He's just token immortal. That'll give me a little bit of a bubble. 79 of these guys.
So here come the Deathwing boys. Well, we're gonna remove the rest of the army first.
Yeah, sure. We'll try that. Ooh. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to try and shoot
A big
that
issue
guy
is
down.
that RAZE
It shouldn't
has
be too hard.
pushed
He's
Zephyr
surprisingly fragile.
from fighting on this
Yeah, but
side of
8
the
wounds
table.
will do it
But
most
I
of the time.
believe Catan shards don't do a ton of damage in melee. They have good melee weapons, but not a lot of attacks, just 4
I
attacks.
didn't get Stoic Prosecution
And
off.
they don't fly, if I remember correctly. So you can wrap them
I
pretty
may just
hardcore.
take a turn off to shoot
And
that
I don't
boy
believe
up.
that they can be Veil of Darkness. So that might be a play for these Deathwing knights to come in.
Right, you ignore cover, because reasons.
Only the Raven
We could
Wing
see the
on
unit
this.
string back.
Yeah, and my rounds. Right.
To here, hit this guy, move the rest of their unit
He's
forward. They're
down
not
to
really
7.
worried about Necron melee, and then they engage this guy. They do a couple wounds and they beat him to death next turn.
6 and 24.
I imagine that's the plan. That's kind of the only easy wrap you can get in this particular situation. And if you can get those Deathwing Knights off the table, or even maybe you just do it with the Deathwing Terminators.
Oh, sorry. I also scored Engineers.
Yep.
Can't forget
just
that.
do it with the Terminators.
Yeah, no worries.
Because they can shoot, and then they can charge in, and they're a lot easier to
No
kill
one's
than
in range
the
right
Knights.
now
So getting that
anyways.
wrap on with them is pretty
Go
important.
up 6.
Whichever unit you don't combine Assault is going to have some trouble getting in, because they do need to make that 9-inch charge without any help.
Easier to go this way.
But if we see 2 units of
Is it from your
Terminators
hull or your base on these
using
things?
this
base.
Tesseract
Catan
arcs are from the base.
to block themselves, or at least one big unit. of
They're
Terminators on
also
objective 4 and
impossible to
dominating
hide.
that could be,
So it looks like my sergeant's out of range here, but the other 4 are gonna be
could be
in
really
bolt
big
fire
move in the
range
game.
of that guy. Trying to shoot some bolts.
And I
All
imagine
right.
this list is bringing in a brigade. The Dark Angel list
yeah,
is bringing
I
in a
think we're
brigade
just
to
gonna
fuel
stand
those
there.
combos.
We're gonna. You don't have any form of like what's the shoot when I Auspex scan?
No.
Cool.
Are you going to deep strike some stuff in?
Yeah. Go into them deep strikes.
This is what I was waiting for.
Yeah. The other half of my army.
So let's see what he brings in here.
9-inch
Looks like
widgets.
the characters are coming down. Yeah, it's a useful
I can also give you a line if you want one.
tool to
Yeah, I
have.
appreciate it. We've got so many tricks in this thing. You've also got this little
Rev Scarecrow scoring in the game is on the side of the
you can make it.
screen
Bubble.
here on the right hand side, but I can give you the score in the event so far. Let's see.
That doesn't actually work.
Yeah. Just for one direct line though, if you're using it for the diameter.
So what's the point of using a bubble instead of just a straight line?
I can plop it and then double check it afterwards. Gives you good. So like if I'm right
so
here, which
RAZE
looks like I'm at a
has
9.
60 points so far. It looks like his other games in the pod have been.
This
Take
this
a
guy I'm
look
way good
here.
on. It's really just these 2.
He beat
that's
Less
fine.
Chosen, who.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I was
until
mentioning
they
this
knock each
earlier
other
today, but
over.
we're going to be potentially introducing some more technology that has gives us better access to these stats in the future. So we'll be able to talk a little bit more closely towards actual
Probably actually wanna
player
fit
performance,
Marine in
which will be
there.
good. Less Chosen is in
Let's get
here
more
playing Astartes.
I'm curious why you moved your apothecary up. Does he have a relic or something? Is it just so he's nearby to heal them?
Yeah, I'll just do that right now. I'm gonna spend a 2 CP stratagem. It's the one you need a Ravenwing unit within range.
so,
it lets
Less Chosen's
a
playing
deep striker Deathwing unit
Salamander's
combine
army.
assault. Use a stratagem at the end of your movement phase. When you set up a Deathwing unit from your army using a teleport strike, you can set them up wholly within 6 inches of a friendly Ravenwing biker that has not advanced this turn, and more than 6 inches from enemy units.
So you're gonna
See,
deep strike in and then
the knights have a 6-inch strike, basically. A 6-inch deep strike bubble, but the big guys have a regular, or the regular Deathwing have a 9-inch bubble that they're dropping in. So basically, we gotta put another bubble that's 6 inches away. You know, a little bit smaller.
Okay, so you get to put one unit in within 6, and the
Right.
other one has to be 9 away. All right.
Exactly. But the unit that comes in within 6 has to be wholly within 6 of him. So
That'll
that
be
way,
interesting.
yeah, you need the biker in here.
Well, I guess trying to snipe him would have been more important if I'd known that.
Or keeping him alive is more important. We gotta double check. So it looks like 6 inches stops there. Need to keep a...
So, going back through Raze's games so far, he beat in round 1 a 30-point victory against Kit playing Grey Knights with double Paladin, kind of normal stuff. It's an interesting game. It's actually a little tough one for Grey Knights. They have a tough time chewing through. They do a lot of
looks like
ping
this
damage.
back one's a little bit outside.
They have a tough time
Yeah, we got space to cram in here.
chewing through the reanimation protocols a lot of times in the living metal.
Get this widget out of here.
And then he beat Salamander's army round 2. So 2 pretty strong contenders.
You're
he's taken down 2
overlapping
30-point
bases.
wins so far.
Yeah, we'll get there.
And
This is why TTS is inferior.
I don't know. It lets you get true movement or true measurements more easily. What on the tabletop, you'd just be sweeping a measuring tape, saying, "Oh, it looks good."
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see. Clarify, if they want bubbles, draw a circle over the base of the
somebody onto the second floor of a ruin, though. So that's nice.
Well, let's.
Yeah, that looks about right.
You can't measure from the radius of the base, right? You have to measure from the diameter. So it's really hard to place correctly, right? Unless there could be better systems for this, and I don't actually know if there are. But whether you can center a circle on a base, I don't know if that's possible.
6 inches.
So use Battlescribe to TTS. They can hit 4 or 5 from the numpad to increase and decrease a circle. Which circle? Rev Scarecrow, I know you were doing stuff on the Twitch channel, but you could do some cool stuff with MooBot and overlay widgets. I don't know what MooBot is, but maybe. Certainly sounds like something that we're working on right now.
Bring all this stuff over on this side.
So it looks like the Knights might be lining up a multi-charge into the 2 arcs here. If they can knock them out of the sky,
Very
that's a pretty
far away, and we would have to make a 6-inch charge.
That's a pretty big. Although these guys should probably be closer here, right?
Thinking of dropping the gun boys back on this side, obviously.
Sure.
I'm not really sure what the plan here is.
But
actually.
they'd have to get a charge to really get within range of the bubbles that I want. It's gonna be difficult. Don't know if it's worth it. So these guys are gonna be 3-ups in cover. Mortals are only 1 wound each, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'll be definitely trying to build some chat bots in the future, or at least integrating new ones. Right now, I haven't really had time to upgrade that side of things because there hasn't been a lot of need.
You could always keep the other unit in reserve.
Yes, you're not wrong about that.
I mean, I don't usually see people do it, but it's possible.
You have the option. Thank you. These boys just don't really. They're not gonna get rerolls. Hopefully they'll just smash whatever they hit. We'll go ahead and put a big old blob.
Darren Klasowski. The only direction is forward. We're jumping everything on the table, and we're pushing up. I'm a little confused by the placement here. I think I would have liked to have seen these Terminators be placed a little bit farther back and have. I guess they are within 9 inches of the Catan, so they could potentially. We could see a big charge on the Catan to try to wrap it, but the. Maybe, I guess the Deathwing Knights did place within 6 of it, so they'll be charging into maybe the Arc and the Catan and try to get both in with their hammers.
Okay, so they'll plop down. I'm going to spend 2 CP
think
when they land after the other dudes land to let them shoot when they land.
So you've spent 4 this turn?
I believe so. Spent 1.
Should be 5, I think.
1 to go twice, and then 2 twice. So actually, I should be down. I was at 12, so I should be at 8. And then 1.
All right.
I've spent 5 so far this turn because of the move twice stratagem and then drop in, shoot. So start off with.
He's a little close. Nah, he's fine. It was just my angle.
We can. It's easy to do in real life.
I'm not sure that
is
this,
group your models down on the ground. Because if he needs to like move this way,
this
so he can move this
minutia
way,
of placement makes a big deal.
You're talking about
difference, but
tenths of an
the
inch.
players are very excited about,
which is nice to
committed
have in this game. That's for sure.
Which is good.
So
which one is the shoot when you deep strike?
It's in a regular. It's in my main codex. Let me see. Oh, actually, it is 3 CP because I have more than 9 guys, or more than 5 guys.
Oh, I do need to roll. This probably won't matter. It does matter. That was for Orkan the Diviner on the top of round 2.
So it's 3 CP, but it's called Deathwing Assault. So if it's just 5 models, it's only 2 CP, but if it's more than that, it's 3 CP. The unit can immediately shoot as over your shooting phase and does not prevent them from shooting again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and put the crack missiles into this Doomsday Arc. And
which model has the crack missiles?
This guy on this backside. Yeah.
I guess. What do you think I get cover from that?
You're not touching the ruin at all.
Cover, so.
I have to be within an inch. Okay.
Yeah.
Couldn't move any farther. That's fine.
So.
Oh, how else are you allocating your shooting?
9 guys with storm bolters. So we'll put. I don't want to just obliterate this guy, but we'll go ahead and put 5 into these immortals and 4 into this deceiver.
Ooh, I don't like that.
So we'll start off with them crack missiles.
I think you just have to dunk on this Doomsday Arc. It's a pretty solid chance that the Tesseract Arc gets killed.
Oh yeah, some of the front guys are actually closer to the Ghost Arc, or the Doomsday Arc, than the Deceiver. But none of the guys at the back are, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'm sure there's 4 in there that I can split that way.
I think I would just put everything.
So we'll go with the crack missiles first. Rerolling fails because Belial, but hitting on 4s because it's heavy. Both hit.
Sorry, who's Belial?
He's the one in the center, the Sword of Silence and Stormbolter man.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So strength 8 on a crack missile.
I should be warning on 3s.
Double check. Pretty sure it is.
Yep. Strength 8.
-2.
So I'm going to quantum fielding this, I think.
Okay.
Well, the D6. No, go ahead. It's fine. You get to shoot again. I can do it later.
Here comes a box.
So
guys,
both
roll.
wound.
Sure. AP.
-2.
So I'll be saving on 6s. Got 2 wounds.
So they're both D6. So a 3 and a 4.
To ignore the 4, 3 or less. Ignored. Ignore the 3, 2
Is this
or
not a
less.
cyclone missile launcher? Don't
Nope,
they have a
take 2.
D3 shot crack missile?
Does he reduce it all by 1?
No, he has quantum
Or
field,
am I,
a quantum shielding. So
thinking
whenever
something
he
different?
takes a multi-wound roll, I roll a d6, and if my roll is lower than the number of damage he would take, I ignore it.
Right. So you take 3 then.
Oh,
Because
you're
it was-
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled I said roll a 2.
Yeah. In your brain. Immediately. Confusion. So we'll do the 4 guys into the shard.
Oh, they have a regular crack missile cyclone. There you go. I think I was thinking of the
All but
Thousand
one
Suns
hit.
missile launcher.
Tough 4
She's only,
probably.
D3 damage.
Toughness 7.
Oh, heyo. So yeah. 6 wounds here, -1.
Okay, 6 4-ups.
That's how often we see regular Terminators on the table. I think it's
It takes 3.
this Deathwing Assault strat is very cool. We hit the Catan Shard for 3.
We'll go into the shooting phase. We'll
Yeah,
start off
necessary.
with this back eliminator
Yeah,
squad.
wait.
Mhm.
You also nominated my Immortals.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got 5 other
You're welcome.
homies shooting. Gracias. Ones and twos.
He only rerolls 1s.
So he rerolls all failed hits for Deathwing.
Is that under like the Grand? Oh, it's the Grand Master. of Deathwing.
Yeah. It's a different rule. So then 4s. That many -1.
Okay. 8.
I
3
think you have
ups.
to kill those guys in melee. Shooting them with the bolters doesn't really do anything.
I lose 4. Ow.
But you have to absolutely kill the
Let's
arcs.
be smart
These
about
guys aren't
this.
even going to actually do any damage to the Terminators for the most part. The arcs are what's going to light them up. And I'd like to
Do I
see
wanna do that?
all those bolt guns
I'll
going
keep
to
the
these
one
guys.
that's closest
Just do
to
a
the
bunch of
wall.
-1,
This one.
-1. AP.
I think they're both within a 6-inch charge, anyways.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to make it there without charging the arc too.
For sure. Yeah. Either way, I'm gonna have to charge this arc.
All right. Just let you know, when you charge the arc, you roll 3d6 and drop your highest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's why I was boxing with my arcs, because they're hard to charge.
Yeah, that's fine. There's no better place to go, anyways. If this guy somehow lives through this shooting phase, we may just beat the crap out of him.
I think you're going to beat the crap out of him unless you put more
The
guns
arcs also
into
have a
him.
really good
Oh,
flame
I disconnected again.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Are you still open in the?
hurricane.
Yeah, I'm still up, and I made a hard save, so
Cool.
if it crashes, you could just jump back in.
Yeah.
But it looks like Trevi's still connected.
Let me double check my internet here. Well, we're on Discord, so something's working.
It's just tabletop. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
not stable.
Good old TTS.
Looks like we lost Zephyr for a sec.
Yeah, I can't even.
If you were my friend on Steam, I could invite you.
Yeah, it's not showing up as a server. Oh, there it is. All right, so we're going into shooting. We'll start off with this. My eliminators aren't marked anymore, but this
Okay.
back squad of eliminators. Pretty sure they're all in 36 in this semi still. Yeah. They don't have any shots anywhere else, anyways.
So we're just
Just
going to
3
plink at this
shots.
Catan Shard. I think he has to wrap that guy.
Get on
The amount of damage
twos,
he's about to
reroll
take in
ones
shooting
'cause we
phase from the
stood
Necron
still.
army here is about to be immense. I
And
don't
then
like all this shooting into
fives.
the
So there's 2.
No. Good rolls.
Catan Shard.
4 up. He takes 2 wounds.
So we'll go next squad. Same thing.
Also, I think now that his center is opened here,
Reroll ones from
kind of
our
has
Talon
an
Master.
opening for
And we'll
potentially
go with the last squad.
There's only 2 in the last squad.
True, but all hit. So. Just one.
Veil of
Alright.
Darkness in the back.
704.
They could try to kill the engineers.
It's fine.
Let's see if
Alright.
Mr. Black tries to go for that.
Got a lot. Like 13.
But again, I don't think the Tesla guns are going to be able to do it.
4 for sure. We'll put Belial's Stormbolter into him first.
Alright.
It's on twos. Rerolls, fails. Nothing. We'll put the other Ancient Stormbolter into him. We'll hit. Just one.
4 up. He's fine.
He's got 3 left.
Yep.
So he's definitely closer. 13-ish. So these 2 are closer. It's probably. Right, so actually I think 4 is the only amount that are closer to this shard than anything else. So we'll put 4 into him again.
Alright, well, we're
we'll
trying to get the
put
shard.
the other 5 into those immortals again, and we'll put a crack missile into this Doomsday Arc.
Okay.
So 2 crack missiles.
Oh, looks like we got a crash.
Hit on 4s. Oh, I've disconnected again.
Yeah, crash me too this time. Alright, let's jump back in here. Apologize, everybody. Looks like the host's internet, I think, is a little unstable. All right, everybody, chat. We're having trouble getting the server back or rejoining the game. Apologize, everybody, for the inconvenience. Looks like the TTS on the host side keeps crashing potentially. No, it timed out for me again, and I cannot see the server, the lobby anymore. Still trying to connect here for everybody still in the chat. It looks like it might be an issue with Steam that I'm trying to repair, but I'm yeah, we'll find out. Steam might be dead for me.
we'll go into that Tesseract.
Okay,
And
3d6.
we'll also name
Okay, we're back.
all these immortals and
Unfortunately, lost my
these
overlays, so we're
characters.
just kind of rat-dogging it now.
So
Chat saying
none
that
of my stuff can
Steam
shoot
is
you,
having
except the
an
Tesseract Arc.
issue.
And all right, take the Tesseract Arc. It's gonna shoot the rogue that auto hits on you.
Brendoff says Steam is down.
Oh, D6
Keeps
shot.
disconnecting and reconnecting.
5.
Christian Lawrence, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. We're having a little bit of an awkward stream right now.
They auto hit.
Just because we're having some technical issues on the game side.
It's at -1, I think.
Clark says Steam is having a fit right now. Yeah, so we keep losing.
Actually,
We get connection timeouts, and it's like sort of random between the players and myself.
kills 2.
And so I'm not really sure what's going on here. But in the interim, we did see the Deathwing Terminators here. Between their Deathwing Assault and their standard shooting, they killed the Catan Shard that was on the
Hey, nice when you can just roll like that. Okay, other gun.
Objective 4 there.
Just a hit.
Would have liked to have seen a wrap on that guy, but I guess that would have allowed the Necrons to maybe escape. And we also saw some damage go into... Looks like this Tesseract Arc ate some Cyclone missile launcher shots and is down to just a couple wounds. Between that and a couple turns of shooting from the Talon Master as well. It seems to me, yeah, I guess you want to kill that guy to try to secure yourself hold more if you can take him out. But in that case, the first missile launcher shot from this squad went into the Doomsday Arc. And they split their fire between the Immortals, the Catan, and the Arc, and I think it was inefficient. The Immortals did roll bad saves, and I think have been declared by the Deathwing Knights, so we might see a Honor the Chapter to try to get in and just crush these guys.
He's a sergeant, basically.
I know. Well, here, I guess I'll just move him back like 0.1 inches. What's 7.1?
Like I said, we're going all into this guy first, and then we'll...
So the Immortals got knocked out of one model, and I think we might see...
The banner is models within 6.
Yeah.
We might see Zephyr try to knock that unit out so there's no reanimation protocols. I think that's a good call. The Consolidate's going to be weird because he has to stay closer to this thing, so maybe he can go there and get within an inch, but I'm not sure. But he might just double fight, and I don't know what he declared, so... Apparently its little flamethrower didn't really do much damage to these guys. But if he can take the Immortals out, that's a big swing, because those guys are obviously pretty difficult to deal with. Although the question's always going to be whether you can kill the Necron vehicles. That's where all the damage comes from. The Immortals are usually relatively hard to kill because they can't be one-rounded really that well. They can't be nickel and dimed. They can be one-rounded, but you can't really kill them over multiple turns. But yeah, the real tough part is going to be actually getting those kills on the vehicles for sure. Looks like we're going to declare with the Deathwing Terminators and eat some Overwatch from the tank.
Does that only work for ranged weaponry?
No.
It's all. Yeah. It's just not mortal wounds.
Yeah, it's anything that I fail a save for.
Yeah.
It's when you take an unsaved wound, I believe.
D3. How many kills did you get this turn? You got...
2.
You got the attack bike?
I finished off the intercessors. I got attack and attack bike and 1 eliminator. So just 2.
This could potentially be... Yeah. I think we're good here. So that's going to be all my charges. We'll go into fight phase. These boys will... So... plus 1, 4. Let's type in a base under here. It's misleading because this model is gigantic.
They are not designed particularly well. I think these are 5 are all you're going to get to fight with.
So if I'm 1.8 there, side.
I don't think that works.
Like I'm going in the wall.
All right.
I'm 1.6 away, which will pull this guy closer. So it'll be just these groups, because these boys got a chain back. So there's 7 there.
All right. I'm going to enhance my quantum shielding for
Okay.
1.
So
Do
I'll
I
give
get
it
it back?
effectively
Will
a
I
4+
get any back
save
this
against
game?
these hits.
Please no.
Or 1 to 3, it'll ignore it.
So we'll go with the sergeant first. He makes 3 base, then +1 for shock assault, and +1 for my banner back here. So he's gonna have 5. Hitting on 3s or rolling fails because Belial.
Belial's 6 inches, right?
Yeah, that's who this guy should be. Yeah. So what's the toughness of this thing? 7 probably.
7.
Yeah. So 3 at -3 and 2 damage each.
I'm sorry, I didn't actually see you roll any wounds.
It was these.
Okay, so 3 5-ups.
Yeah.
I save 1, and then there are 3 flat. 1s and 2s. Sorry, 1, 2, and 3.
Where?
So I take 3.
Just 2.
Only 2.
Yeah. The flail was only 2 damage.
Okay.
And then each other guy's got 4 attacks each down. 6 of them. 2, 3, 6. Hitting on 3s, rolling 1s and 2s. These are wounded on 3s.
Your strength 8.
Yep. Strength times 2.
Oh, all right.
They're -2.
14 5-ups.
Yeah.
All right, Tesseract Arc, what do you got? Can you survive all of these big maces up in your face? Probably not.
And then 3s to ignore.
Nope.
I die. Do I explode?
They do have a pretty big explosion, though.
I do. Everything within 6 inches?
That is going to kill his own immortal.
6 inches takes D3 mortals.
So that
So,
makes things a little bit
my-
easier for Zephyr, but he does have to lose some. I guess Oracan could be scary.
So it's this squad, my Lord, and my Imhotep.
So we get that immortal.
Yeah, he was dead anyway because he's gonna run. So my Lord takes D3. 1. Imhotep takes D3. 3. My other immortals take D3. 3.
That's a 2. That would be 2 on the immortal squad, right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's how dice work.
He saw the number 3 and just said it out loud.
Okay, so that makes things a little bit easier for the knights.
You take D3 as well. Just 1. Do I want to re-roll that to kill a model? Well, you've saved
I don't know
absolutely
what they
everything
declared.
so far, so no, I guess it's fine. Make her feel no pain.
I think you do take
you
the
have
fail
yet
no
to
pain
fail
on that
any of?
time.
Somebody up here in this group, so just take 3, herd consolidate. Just make sure we end outside of an inch of everybody.
Yeah, so Dark Angels have the old version of Honor of the Chapter, so they're going to be able to fight even though they're not within an inch of anyone. So that will, if they declare the characters, that could let them get into this Necron Castle here and really pow down the, knock down the, sort of the core of this Necron list. The question then would be just whether they can fight through the the sort of withering firepower that they're about to hit from all of these Necron tanks. He's not like other kids. The last Pod's finals was crazy. Yeah, that was awesome. We streamed that this morning. That was the Pod 3 finals between CBRN84 and Wolfon Mibu. Super good game. Between two pretty cool lists. We've CBRN kind of playing sort of standard Centurion stuff. Raptor Centurions.
Yeah, close combat is real
and
fair
the
at 40K.
Okay, bud. And then the
when you do it right, it can be a
against Wolfon Mibu is really
Well,
interesting sort of
you
mixed
to pull
chaos
your
list.
charge. I was not expecting you to be able to deep strike within 6 inches again. But even then, your odds of failing it are pretty high.
So here's it looks like this is an honor of the chapter. We're just gonna get these guys smacking in here. Whoa, this is gonna be brutal on these Necrons. Imhotep, I believe, is relatively hard to kill, but taking 3 wounds from the explosion is going to make him a little bit easier there.
Guys, go into these immortals. We'll put 2 and 2 into the Lord and the Imhotep.
Yeah, he is a 4+ invulnerable. That's toughness 5, but if one of those hits goes through, that's going to kill him.
Actually, we only have 3 attacks base now.
Why do you get a 3rd attack?
Shock assault.
Didn't charge.
Yeah, it did. These knights, they charge this turn.
You counted charging for both attacks.
What?
It is how the
No,
base
it's
rules
only
of the
if
game
you
work.
charged in this. Charging is a completely different phase than the fight phase. So like each time I fight.
All right, sure.
Yeah, each time I fight, I get those attacks. So we're gonna go 3 into the Lord, 3 into that Lord, and
Which three are you
Clark,
putting
yeah,
on
I
this
believe
Lord?
that he did declare the
These 3
characters.
right
They were talking
which three are you
about.
putting here?
While I was trying to
actually, so
reset
we'll
the
put 2
stream,
into
they
there,
were
3
talking
into the
about
Lord, and this
their
knight
Overwatch,
and
and I think
this
the
Knight
way it
Master
worked
will
out
go
is
into
that
these immortals.
he charged the
So these
Immortals,
2 on
who didn't have line of
and-
sight. I think
These
he
3
rolled
here.
out some random attacks from
Okay.
the characters in the Staff of Light and things like that. I don't believe that he charged this Tesseract arc, and basically the only Overwatch he took was from the original Tesseract arc and the other Immortals.
3s, 2s.
These,
so
He's not like other kids. Wolf is my new spirit
Oh,
animal.
does he keep that?
There's 1,000+
Okay,
players
so
with nice to see
only
the
3s
proper use of the new calls and Rube strats.
Or is he
Rupert
T4?
strats, yeah.
toughness 5.
Yeah, it's him. It's a little
less.
bit of a salt show here.
Okay, so 5 saves. What's the minus?
-2.
So it's 5 up either way. 5. He takes 3 and dies.
6 attacks going into the other dude. Is he T5 as well?
Toughness 5.
So it's only 3 on Imhotep, it looks
Yeah,
like,
yes.
or 2 on Imhotep.
So just 2 this time.
2
2
4-ups. He
4-ups.
could make them. Survey says. Oh, he's
fine.
okay. Hey, that's strong. His melee attack's back. I think he's a War Scythe, right? Oh, he's just a 2 damage weapon. It's not as exciting. Brendolph. Yeah, Brendolph, you played him in the Youngblood spot, right? You played RAZE667, also known as Mr. Beck.
Not save either.
4 damage total. 4 dead immortals.
But in that game, it went a lot better for the Necrons, I think, than it's going right now.
3 more attacks from the base dude and then into them immortals. All hit. 3 wounds, -2.
5s to save again. 2 more dead.
Yeah,
you can't
Glargify.
roll
Yeah, I mean,
5s.
game knowledge is certainly a
I
important
get to
part of the
fight
game.
back,
Also,
don't
it helps that I made a video
It's a good
about this
solid.
particular this particular combo too. Like, you just watch my YouTube channel. You'd know what was coming out of the combined assault stuff. This is kind of Dark Angels. This is their shtick right now. They get the 6-inch deep strike once per turn, and it's really going to hit you hard. And building this little castle like this is a little tough. But I don't think it's not like it's out of the. I don't think it's it's over for the Necrons by any stretch of the imagination. They only lost 1 tank this turn. Another one has been bracketed, but that's it. They just lost some characters and
back with these
random immortals and
these
stuff.
2 characters.
Not really
you
things
didn't
that matter.
charge Orican, so this Nightmaster can't be there, right?
Yeah, you can pile in and consolidate into things that you didn't charge. You just can't throw attacks into them if you charged.
Then do I get to fight with it?
Yeah, you will.
Brendolf. Yeah, Wolfen couldn't kill the
2
vehicles and failed
immortals.
failed the blade claw
2 attacks, hitting on
charges. He must
3.
be shooting. Yeah, shot him off the table. Yeah. Yeah, that did look like a rough
this
game.
Oh, sorry, they have my will be done. They hit on 2s. Oh,
Heyo.
winning on 1 save. Nope.
2 up. Good.
Orican the Diviner will swing. Oh, he has 2 attacks hitting on 3s probably. Yeah, 2 attacks hitting on 3s. 2 hits. Strength is 4, so winning on 4s. -3, so take your Storm Shield. D3 damage just kills the injured knight.
It's got 1.
Imhotep gets to fight. He gets 3 attacks hitting on 2s. And I'm going to spend a CP to make it so you get no invo against these. Do I get my CP back? I do. Cool. Hitting on 2s.
That's a stratagem that I don't think
Winning
many
on
people.
3s.
I think that's just disruption fields or something like that.
I'm
But
gonna reroll
I don't
the
think many
1.
people use it, or they don't use it enough.
That
lets
is
or
3
lets
at
their
-3.
character melee weapons go through invulnerable saves.
It's flat 2.
Yeah, the Terminators are going to be stuck, especially the standard Deathwing Terminators. If the Arcs just run away, they can't really do much. They can't reposition. They got nothing like that. I almost would have liked to see 1 unit of Deathwing held in reserve for another turn, and then you could use the same combo again.
I'm
right?
sorry, I can't hear you.
If you left
Wow.
this guy here.
Immortals are leadership 10. They lost 8, so they'll run unless I
You
roll.
could double move,
2 or less.
back here, and then you drop within 6. Of
do
one
I
want to
re-roll
tanks,
that?
and you're just killing them with Power Fist that
Yeah,
time.
sure, mine.
Which honestly sometimes are better against
I need a
quantum
2
shielding
or
because
less.
they sometimes do less damage,
Nope,
which is harder
they're
to
gone.
stop. And all the Immortals over in the center have been taken out, but it doesn't look like we have a wrap. So these Deathwing Knights or these Terminators are about to get blasted. I imagine the Knights eat a ton of Gauss shooting right now.
Engineers.
You're a little quiet.
The mic away. I'm scarfing food here. But I'll get kill more, hold, kill, get a big game hunter probably, and an engineers. Might even have 2 actually big game hunters. 6.
You did
9.
10
I've almost got 2. I've
and
got 19.
19. Oh, right, this one down here. Okay. Hit the pass turn button whenever you're done.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Pre-game stuff. Well, let's see if my Orc and the Diviner gets mad on a 2. Of course he doesn't. Lift.
I sure hope Glargify isn't offended by the fact that you don't that you like Wolf better. He's not like other
We'll
kids.
wound one of my guys.
Wolf on Mibu did absolutely put on a
This
masterclass in his
Tesseract
finals
Arc heals
game
1.
this morning. Like, holy crap. Just
His
like a
Doomsday
super
Arc
chill
heals
dude.
1.
He was just playing, you know, he's very sportsmanlike and very.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a language barrier between the players, but he was
Well,
very
I guess I just
sportsmanlike and
shoot a bunch
very
of
straightforward the whole
mortals.
game. And he
We're
he
gonna
played
fall
like
back with
like
Orc in the
a minor god.
We're gonna fall back with Imhotep. This Tesseract Arc is gonna move. Darn. Looks like I'm gonna have to advance him.
It's a dangerous place for that Tesseract Arc to stand.
Tiny bases.
He gets an extra inch,
I guess
which is enough.
he's going for the apothecary,
That'll
which is
do it.
fair. But he's about to get
This
blasted
Tesseract
by
Arc
by some
is
Terminators.
fine where he is, I guess. Oh, shooting. Sorry. I guess my will be done. Oracan. It doesn't really matter. He's gonna shoot at your Deathwing Knights. Imhotep.
Does he fly?
No. Oh, right. I can't shoot because he doesn't fly.
Yeah.
So used to it. Okay. We'll use the Tesseract Arc here. That advanced shoot at your apothecary. We'll choose the mode for flat 3 damage, I think.
So. This is
D6
-2.
shots. That's -1.
Okay. Yeah.
Were you talking about the AP?
Yeah.
It's -4.
-4. Not worth. Sure, it's worth a CP. Nah. Yeah, we'll spend a CP to give him a 5-up invuln.
No,
All
right.
I don't feel like that's a. I don't feel like
D6
that's
shots.
a solid choice,
2.
but I don't know. Only
Hitting
2
on
shots
4.
might matter.
Both
Ew.
miss.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And then
That'll be
6 of the other gun. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on 3s. 4 saves at -3.
4-ups. Of course.
4 3D damage. Kills him.
Yeah, you go.
This Doomsday Arc. I'm gonna shoot your Death Knights, your Deathwing Company. With everything. So D6.
Spent my last 2 on transhuman.
Yeah,
5
here comes a
shots.
transhuman onto the Deathwing Knight. That leaves him no
Hitting
rerolls for
on
charges,
3s.
which is a little scary.
Wounding on 4s. Of course, I failed to wound at all, because, you know, my dice suck. 10 shot. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. 5 saves at -.
Minus.
I'm sorry?
What's the AP?
It's AP1. I'm not sure what you're asking.
Yeah, I was asking what the AP is you cut out.
Yeah, they're flare arcs, just 1.
Cool. So 2-ups. So 1 goes through.
Yep, take a wound. Other Doomsday Arc. Gonna fire at him. I'll fire.
Interesting. I guess you do have to kill these guys for the most part, but
Or do I want to shoot at the other
yeah, they are
squad?
kind of in a dangerous position right now because we could potentially see them cross the wall here and get a charge in the second Doomsday Arc and maybe kill it. Or the
blah.
Necron salt is real.
Oh,
Yeah,
we'll
they gotta
shoot.
watch for that corrosion in their joints from all that salt. It's getting in there.
We'll shoot the flare arcs at these Terminators at the big gun over here, I guess.
Cool.
The flares are definitely gonna eat up the guys out of cover because they'll be taking 3-up saves at that point.
20 shots at your Terminators. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s.
That's solid.
9 saves, -1.
3 ups.
Looks like he's only gonna lose one though.
These were not the knights, right? These are the regular Terminators.
Yeah.
So then I'll have 5 ups. So take a wound.
Just kidding. 0.
Hey, on the bright side, at least you finally failed to feel no pain.
You've made me do it.
2 shots, hitting on 3s. Both miss.
Ugh.
Well, the dice want me to lose this game, I guess. This
Dice
shooting
have
here.
been pretty hard against Mr. Black a little bit here.
rapid fire range. So
Big downside of Necrons is that a lot of their dice is
again.
is very sort of D6 dependent.
Hitting on 3s.
A lot of their guns, you know, you're shooting D6 times for D6 damage. So it's a lot of dice you have to roll.
Wounding on 4s.
So unfortunately, if either one of those goes badly, it kind of
10 more
spells
saves
disaster.
at -1.
At Valdor, yeah, me too. I'm definitely looking for some more exciting Necron lists. Right now, Necrons are sort of they're kind of pigeonholed into one or 2 builds, and they almost all of them are built
And then
around
D6
Doomsday Arcs
shots.
and either Tesseracts or Doomsites. And sometimes you see
3.
some spice in
Hitting on
there, and sometimes
3s.
you see Warriors, and sometimes you see Lich Guard or whatever. But
Wounding on 4s.
basically, it's always it's always
No
built
wound.
around sort of the same 6 models, which gets
This
pretty boring.
Tesseract arc is going to shoot.
But the new Necron stuff looks cool.
I guess the
There's,
intercessors.
hopefully it comes with some sick rules too.
D6 shots.
We'll find out. But it looks like, you know, it's like 10 new skulls
4.
for that army. It's going to be insane.
I believe he hits on 4s now. Yes. Nope. 3s. He's still in the top rack. Still missed twice. Wounding on 2s. 2 wounds minus.
Yeah, I hope monoliths get
3,
the treatment
17.
they deserve and become sort of incredible monstrosities again.
Dead
You
guy.
did, yes.
I think it's going to be sick.
Oh, not Sarge.
Did I not kill one of these?
Yeah, I pulled one away. Then you gave another one. It's
Oh, you put them up here.
Yeah, sorry, you're piling things up. Yeah, that makes sense for secondary purposes.
Let's see. So I got a bike. Not butcher's bill. Need to kill
Dana Bishop,
something else.
If I ever played Necrons, I'd run 3 of units of 9 Sky Cycles. I assume you mean the Tomb Blades? Those things are really good.
That's it.
I
Go
think
ahead.
they're better in the...
Got a kill.
They're better currently
Oh, I got
since things
kill
are
and
focusing a little bit more
and-
on infantry.
No bonus.
And I think that's where they
ahead.
scythe down so many infantry models. And it's basically, you can't like sort of out deploy them because they're so
right.
fast.
Then I would have had no.
Yeah, see, you get
I would have
bonus.
had it last turn too.
No, because my apothecary took it.
Let's see if it's hold or contest. Some of them are hold and or contest.
Yeah, for sure.
Darren Klosowski,
If a
if
player
Land Raiders
holds
are getting a
both
price
objectives
increase
outside
and
of
are still
their
paper
player,
weights,
either
Okay.
player-
what makes you
Yeah.
think monoliths will be treated any better? I don't know
Yeah, I
anything
think
about a
that's
price
the
increase,
one
but
that you're thinking
I
of.
think the fact that monoliths
see.
are getting
2,
a new
4, 6,
model
8,
means that GW is more incentivized to
10, 12,
to buff their
13,
rules
18,
to the point of
17, 18.
playability.
That's 1 point for the Reaper.
Yeah, it's interesting too. Necrons actually, once you start
And
digging
1
into
point
them,
for
have
engineers.
some of the most interesting mobility options in the game. Between Tomb Blades, between Veil of Darkness, which they can just
Did-
put Deep Strike on any
So I
infantry
don't
unit.
actually. I think you would have gotten bonus on turn 2 because I couldn't have gotten there until my turn.
All right, go ahead.
Alright. So this blob is going to move 5 inches this way.
Yeah, so that turn was
So I
definitely not
probably
what
would've
Mr.
ended
Black
up in,
needed here.
like,
He needed
something like
to,
this.
I think, as soon as the Transhuman went down, I think switch targets. Especially if he was going for
These
that bonus
guys
point
gotta
this turn
stay
with
in the
this
way.
Tesseract Arc. Because if he just puts everything into these guys who are not transhuman, they lose a lot, I think. The big D6 weapons don't really care about the feel no pain, and he actually just ended up bouncing a lot of them off the storm shields. And I think he has to wait until the Deathwing Knights get out of cover and start shooting them with the Gauss Flares. So I think that was maybe a little bit of missed target priority there, in my opinion. Land Raiders are. Darren, do you mean an increase on the price of the physical model, or an increase on the points cost? Have they released a list of things getting a points cost increase? That would surprise me. Yeah, Clarkify me. He wanted the bonus point, and actually I don't hate the move if this unit gets lambasted, right?
Scooch them all back a
Because
bit.
that forces the Deathwing Knights to decide whether to push towards these 2 objectives or to push towards 4.
Make it. I'm just curious the difference between a charge on this side of the wall and that side.
Yeah, I mean, the model cost, I think, pretty clearly does not factor into how good the model is on the table.
So it's still a 6 to that guy.
At least in my experience. So I
So
don't
we'll
think that's a
just
good
stay on
metric to
this
sort of
side.
think about.
Tuck in.
And I imagine, the Land Raiders, they probably don't sell many. So in order to keep those molds filled, it's probably a bigger overhead cost for them.
Go
So
ahead and advance
I'm
the
actually not
scout
shocked
squad
that sort
closer
of
here.
these super old, kind of stodgy
they're gonna go
units are getting a price increase.
9.
Just because
Sorry,
they're
at
sort
the
of more
beginning
of a
the round, I
boutique
need to do
item.
my, my
But I mean,
chat one,
GW's going to
too.
increase the price every year. They
Set my
keep doing
litany,
it, and
we'll go
people keep
start
buying their shit.
prosecution
So
again.
it's not like it means anything.
It doesn't go off.
One thing that the price of the models doesn't matter for is Tabletop Simulator. We don't use real models at all, so it doesn't matter what the price increase, what happens with the price increase, because we get to just play on T5S2 all day for the low cost of whatever Tabletop Simulator costs. The Land Raiders are in a weird. Well, I think Land Raiders will probably get a good revisit in 9th because they're in the spot now where the model itself isn't useful. Like if it was 100 points, you probably wouldn't take it. It's like it gets wrapped, it gets touched, it can't shoot. It's like not even that fast of a transport.
Out in my brain.
Like you could just take an impulsor and and it's just
poorly.
strictly better in most cases.
Necron vehicles are pretty good at killing characters.
It doesn't fly. It's
Right.
and it just has some blast cannons on it. Like that's what it's there for. And so it's just like sort of a model type that isn't very useful. But I think if you make it untouchable, if you do whatever they're gonna do where engaging it doesn't matter, that's where you're starting to get where it needs to be, where it's like just this big idiot thing that can't be stopped.
I
Basically,
can be on 2 points of Butcher's Bill because there's 2 pods of 5 over here, or two pods of 2. Yeah, it makes more sense.
Keep them within range of this cover.
Right. It's always been a weird sort of idiosyncrasy of the Land Raider that its main use is deploying Terminators, which can just deep strike. So, like, why do you need a tank for them? They'll just teleport there. It's never made sense to me that was sort of the classic combination that GW kept trying to push.
So you're trying to see if these Eliminators can see this Tesseract. I might need to swing it more to the side, but think they're good. It's hard to see from the back of them because this.
Yeah, you should be fine. I can see the top of it. They're almost impossible to hide.
Yeah,
Well, let me try coming over from my end.
you can like almost see their little goggles looking at them.
Yeah, you can see
Yeah.
the top of the stupid crescent mark.
Yeah.
Oh, your colors went away.
Yeah, that happens whenever you dip out. But it was the 2-man squad that was right here.
Yeah, it's fine.
I
Well,
lost all my color. And then they were in lines like this.
I
So
think
yeah,
you. Well,
there was one guy here and one guy here.
are there movement 6 or?
So yeah, movement 6, but this guy
Yeah.
was around this side. So his base was like here. So he went like 3, and then he could have gone like up to here.
Yeah, it sounds all right, I guess. That is one thing I do like better on tabletop is you can just bend a measuring tape.
Yeah, at Valdor, you can
Yeah.
take
sometimes
Centurions
things get
in the Land
way,
Raider,
but yeah, I
but
like
yeah,
measuring
again,
from the
like you said, it
backside
only
just to
carries
see
3.
if they can
So
make clearance or not on
kind of
here,
like, what's the
'cause
point?
that's
But
nice.
also,
'Cause,
you
like,
could
this
just spend a
guy
CP and deep strike those guys.
is the
Like,
back of his base is, like,
it's so silly.
obviously he can't make it to the other side of the wall.
Raven Guard
It's a
have
little
busted
wonky on
transport for everyone.
TTS because it's gonna snap up the.
Right, you basically gotta like get across the wall and then pull them back. Here you go, we'll just keep them all. Ooh. Drop him back and scooch Sergeant up here. Alright, I think that's gonna be all my moving. We'll get into some shooting. We'll go with these eliminators first because they've only got one target. So the 2 of them, we'll go ahead and shoot both of them with the mortis rounds. So they'll be -1 to hit, so hitting on 4s. So just 1 hit. And then it'll be wounded on 5s, but 6s do immortal, so nothing. And then the other squad, the sergeant's not going to shoot to give them +1 to hit and +1 to wound. So they'll be hitting on 3s, both hit, and now wounded on 4s, and 5s do mortals. So there's 1 save at -2, D3 damage.
All right, so I'll take cover. So I'm a 2 up. -2 is a 4 up.
Shelton, are you
Anyway,
you're referring
do I wanna
to
reroll that?
anti-infantry Centurion variants for Devastators?
So D3, you still have, what's it called, don't you?
Yep. Still have
I think the point of taking those big
So we got 2.
of taking the heavier guns on them is you get the extra range.
my terrible dice roll.
If you're not in Raven Guard, you do have a tough time delivering those guys.
So he's
The
gonna
big
put
downside
his
is that it's such like a
bolts
Death
in
Star
here
unit
and his,
that a lot of times you can just avoid it for the most part. I played somebody who was playing Salamanders and they took a unit of 6 las cannons, 3 Devastators and 2 las cannons each, and
impeccable mobility.
they just sort of dodged.
He always hits
I
on
just
phase
dodged
3s
them
and
for the
gets
most
the right
part, and I think they
fuse.
got to shoot one time maybe.
He'll not reroll once because we moved. That's what we suffer.
Shelton, anti-infantry land raiders.
These are
Yeah.
5s.
Yeah, it's it's weird, right? Because like Space Marines are already good at killing infantry, so you never need the extra
12 shots
anti-infantry
to
shooting.
this one
And a
right
lot of times, like you said, it's so short range that it doesn't even matter anyway. It's such a confused unit. Like either it wants to be an anti-tank gun platform,
many
but
at
then you're paying for
-1
all this
ignoring cover.
transport capacity,
So 4.
or it wants to be this
Or
little
horror.
fast, transport
Fail
thing.
3,
But then
'cause of
it just
course I
puts a bunch of
do.
anti-infantry garbage on it.
It's 1 damage, right?
Yep.
Go down to 1.
The Tesseract Arc almost dead here to shooting. That's important. That's going to make the bonus point a little bit
Put
harder
this
to grab
back
for
eliminator
Mr. Black.
squad's, executioner rounds into them.
And here we go.
Hitting on 2 still, even though
See if we can finish him off with a eliminator.
1 save, -1.
Can I make a coin toss? I do. Hooray.
That's frustrating.
One wound. We've got these three boys.
You also have some cracks
that
from
walked
the Terminator unit
One's
here. I
a
think you
sergeant.
throw
Does
at
he
it.
have a bolt gun as well as a pistol?
He just has a regular bolt. I don't think he has a pistol. He has a chainsword.
Oh, he has a pistol and chainsword. I was just curious if he had a bolt rifle as well.
Yeah, I think everyone in the squad gets a bolt rifle. So just one.
Yeah,
Me too.
Glargified. I mean, the difference is that you're playing in the big
No.
devastation
Unless
battery,
you're still in the tactical doctrine, right?
No, we're in combat doctrine now.
so that the heavy bolter
go
sense are
forward.
good at shooting anything that you shoot them at, right? So that you can do mortal wounds to
What we wanna
vehicles.
do
So anything
about
but big heavy
this,
monsters, they'll
we're out of
totally
that
rip up.
range.
Um,
Range of this guy. Let's get
which
36.
which Inceptors can't do, right? And then Centurions also are harder to kill. They do it at 36
so
inches.
I think we're gonna put 2 frag.
They're effectively
missiles
impossible to charge because they're
into
always,
that
sort of
guy.
in
The
overlapping character
Tesseract all the
auras.
way on
And,
the other side.
I mean, I think they're effectively they're very different units, but
Okay.
I do think that they shore up different
2D3?
weaknesses. But Imperial Fists are just so good at shooting like strength 4,
Yes,
strength
sir.
5 guns. I don't know if you don't need to lean that heavily into it.
Or are they D6? Are they D3?
You can just kill all the infantry on the
They appear
table
to
with
be
a couple
D3.
intercessor units, and then kind of play in the sprinkler with whatever else you
Yeah.
want.
It's probably
Get
because
some Whirlwind Scorpion. I don't know.
So 3,
There's
4,
a lot of
5.
6-tuple Thunderfire cannons and 2 Scorpii lists
sorry,
going
we
around
We gotta
T5S2
declare the
right
rest
now.
of their shots too.
They terrify the crap out of me.
And how many shots does it take? I think we'll. We don't want to kill this thing. Yeah, we'll put everything else into that arc.
Okay.
Well, the difference is that the Centurions give you access to the mortal wound strat, so they can knock vehicles out with their heavy bolters, whereas other heavy bolters are just like trying to roll 5s all day.
So you got 2 saves there.
No minus 2 3-ups. I will re-roll the 1.
Spending a CP, we're
Have
gonna
you
be
not
down
rerolled this
to
phase?
3.
Nope. I save. Do I get my CP back? Nope. I was seriously considering it, but I didn't.
So then we've got 5, 6, 7, 8. Still got 9 Stormbolter shots. What am I doing? I'm using Deathwing dice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Times 4 is 36.
Ten 3-ups.
Did we really move? This is bottom 3, right? Did we already move to assault?
Saving on 3s.
Yes, we did. I think
Take
that might have been a
3.
mistake on
Ew.
Zephyr's part here.
We've got Belial's Stormbolter.
I don't think you need the extra AP in melee, but all these bolters having 1 AP would be good.
5s. None. And then the other guys hitting on 3s. Nothing. It's like we gotta do it in the charge phase, boys. This guy,
I do.
unfortunately, is living,
Imperial
which
Fist is like the
pretty
coolest
sad.
combo chapter for Space Marines. I agree. I would like to play
Actually,
Imperial
could put his
Fists. I
shots
think I would
into
get
it, 'cause I
bored
forgot
like
that
immediately.
I
I mean,
get
I did
6
play
inches
Imperial
on the
Fist for a while
range.
back in
So we'll charge into
like
this
November.
Tesseract vault with
And
these
holy crap, did I
Deathwing
get bored!
Terminators.
See,
But I didn't play as many combos as I think I could
do
have.
craters give you -2 to charge?
I think
Or is
they
that
do,
just
but,
for... Yeah, that would be
it
an
is
instance
for
where
us,
the
but-
craters are important. Oh well.
Right, but like I said, I haven't played a single pod tournament with them yet, and it's a pretty clusterfuck of stuff if they are there. I don't know, Trevi, are we supposed to be having craters? Oh no, he said we decide. But
Yep.
Yeah.
I was in favor. You were opposed.
Yeah. If you want me to rule on it, guys, then it would be no craters. But if
All right.
usually I leave
Yeah.
it up to
I mean, that's my
people if they
personal
have
opinion,
a
too.
unanimous decision.
Yeah, and I just can't even see them. Like they're just little white dots here. So like you could color them in and everything, but I'm not.
All right, roll your 3d6. Do you have any other charges?
You got Overwatch?
Oh yeah, you're right. D6 auto hitting. 5. Wounding on 2s. 4 saves at -1. -2.
Good shot from that
Doesn't matter.
hurricane.
Minimal. Yep. Anything else?
Then 6 shots from the Ghost Cannon. Hitting on 6s. Nothing.
That everything?
Yep.
Get all these dice out of here.
You fail.
So I get a 5. Nah, 5 will get me there.
No.
Fire
it
Raptors are like the ultimate gatekeeper list, I feel like. I keep seeing people play with them, but like they never get to top table, but they always get
You're
to like
6.1
third place. They're always scary and pretty good.
Inside your base. Okay, well I'll just do I have any more CP? I don't have any more CP.
Yeah, this is why I was so worried about the
Yeah. Alright. So we'll go
about spending down to
charge
0
these
for
Death
Zephyr here.
Ignites
Looks like we failed that
into-
charge.
We'll go into this Doomsday and
I think he tried to keep his apothecary alive, but I don't think that was going to happen regardless. I think he could have saved that CP and made that
Doomsday Arc
charge.
cannot see you,
That would have been
so
a big
we'll just
freaking
fire
deal.
Imhotech the Stormlord. Gets 3 shots. No hits. Roll away.
This is an unwounded
If you
Doomsday Arc.
right-click, you can put them on the table.
So
you're holding it.
I
When
don't
you
think
hold
this
more
is
than
enough
one, it
damage
smashes
from
them
the Dark
together.
Angels this turn. They're staying alive,
So
but
you're trying to
Transhumans
avoid
off the
that.
table for them now. They didn't kill either of these Tesseract Arcs. They have
we're
no
gonna have
kills
these
so far.
3 into this boyo.
So I think they're gonna try to knock
we'll
out
put 1 into
Oracan.
the Oracan, and we'll
splitting
have
up
these
pretty
2
hard.
boys go into this Stormlord.
Okay.
So we'll go with the 3 into the Doomsday Arc first.
I'm going to enhance quantum shielding for this.
Cool.
Do I get my point back? Come on. No.
So hitting on 3s. There's 2.
Okay. What's the AP?
-3 now.
It's just straight wounds.
So 3 damage each. You get
Okay,
your-
I ignore them on 3s.
Yep.
Nope, I take 6.
Yeah. And then yeah. Is he T4? Yeah, either
He's
way.
T5. 2 4-ups. I need to make at least 1 to live.
Oracan's T4, but either way.
Okay. Oh, were you not? I thought you were putting 2 into my lord.
So that was one guy fighting into Oracan.
Oh, okay. He dies.
Ooh, we got Oracan off the table.
We got Sarge.
At least we're gonna pick up a kill
going
this turn
into
for
Homie.
Zephyr.
3 hits. 3 wounds, -4 now. 2 damage each.
5s to save. Sorry, 4s to save. He saves.
Imhotech is just
got
soaking
4
the damage here.
Yeah, he is a phase shifter.
Yeah, he does. And then the hammer. 2 hits. 2 wounds.
4s to save. He's fine.
Hey! Oh, Imhotech. You sexy beast over here.
Like 2 point. So he-
So a quick score update. Looking at only 6 points for Zephyr. He's gonna get does he
so
he doesn't hold the bonus point. He's gonna lose hold more.
I was gonna say you can't run away.
Well, I could still kill this.
For sure. Yeah.
Yep. So
Swing on
I'm
back.
going to swing back, and I'm going to spend a CP to ignore your info.
Yep.
Do I get it back? Nope. 3 attacks hitting on 2s. Winning on 3s. 3 at -3. Sorry, 2 at -3. Uh, 2 flat damage each. And then my Doomsday Arc will fight you, hitting on 6s. 3 attacks. No hits.
So yeah, I'll get a kill and a hold.
Interesting. Mr.
Probably
Black
got
pulling
myself
to
a
allow
second
Imhotep
engineers.
to leave. Oh, because he had a wounded
How
model.
many?
That is
So I
unfortunate.
killed just that one unit.
Imhotep slowly
Yep. Just
Yeah.
Oregon.
grinding this knight unit
So
to
I
death.
hold more.
I think
Yep, so you got hold
despite
more.
despite some of the salt, I
Let's
think
see
Mr.
here.
Black, aka
Let's go over the totals
RAZE667,
on
in
this.
kind of
4,
dominating
8, 10,
position here.
20, 14. No,
I think there's
27,
no transhuman on
so
the table
13
to
more to
keep
score another
these
point there.
Terminators alive. I think we see these knights taken
Hit
out
the
this
button
turn.
when you're done.
And we're just down to these guys, and,
Yeah,
and
go
they're
ahead.
going to slowly grind up the
Okay,
table
start of the
but,
turn.
and get killed by these Tesseract Arcs
Living
eventually.
Metal, Doomsday Arc heals.
Mhm.
D6, or sorry, heals. This, I'm also going to spend a CP to make this, well, yeah. His Tesseract Arc act as though it was full wounds. See if I get my last CP back. This would be big. I don't. It heals up to 2. My Lord gets D3 back. 1. Okay. Movement. I'm gonna fall back with Imhotep.
Mm.
I'm gonna fall back with this Doomsday Arc. You ready for this? Ooh.
Broadside, boys.
I'm gonna put him on the point. Make you kill 2 things. My immortals are just gonna continue sitting where they need to sit, I think. And this arc is not gonna move. Nor is this Doomsday Arc. Oh, it heals up to 13. This Hork heals up to 8. It's gonna move. So the one with the banner is the character giving. No, it's the banner behind the banner. Okay. Shooting. Let's see if I can kill these knights.
Yeah, for some reason the model on here like holds that banner super far forward. It's like a whole model's length in front of him.
I'm going to start with this back Doomsday. I was going to put everything in here. A D6 on the big gun. 5. Hitting on 3s. Winning on 2s. 5 invoke. 3 fail.
Yep. How much?
D6 apiece. 1.
So 1 dead.
It's 2 dead.
Cool.
And then 20 flare arc shots.
To the pile. Yeah, if you hit that right click when you're holding more than one model, it like sucks them into a black hole together.
Oh, weird. Hitting on 3s. Well, that's a good roll. Wounding
Good.
on 4s.
From doing this to just like that.
And made up for it. 6 saves, -1.
Sorry. So 3 ups. One goes.
One more.
Actually, we're both within an inch of this, so we're good.
All right. We're gonna fire this arc here. And we're gonna do the 20 flare arcs first. I want to fire the big gun. We're gonna fire the big over here, I think. Yeah. So 20 shots, hitting on 3s, and I'm wounding on 4s. 9 saves. Kills one more dude. All right. Big gun. D6 shots. 3. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s.
So how much damage was the one before this?
Just 1.
Okay, cool.
I just thought you had 2. Had taken a wound, but okay. 2 invos.
I'm sorry. Wait, who's this on and what is this?
This is his other gun on the Terminator squad.
Okay, so is that -5 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make them both.
Yep. His Tesseract Arc's gonna fire here.
Cool.
I'm gonna do the flat 3. No, I want to wound on 2, so we'll do the D6 damage version. D6 shots. 1 hitting on a 3, wounding on a 2. Make an inv. You're good, and then 6 of the other gun. Hitting on 3s. Cool. Wounding on 3s. Also cool. Is a CP well spent. All right, this arc is going to shoot at these knights. We're going to go with 10 flare arcs first. Hitting on 3s.
I'll do a quick score update for you here.
That's a nice roll.
We
Wounding
are
on
18-10 going into top of 4.
7
Both
saves,
players
6 saves.
expunged on CP. And we do have, we
What
have
was
to
AP?
keep
I'm
in
sorry.
mind that we do have a
-1.
couple points tied up in ground
He
control
keeps going like 6
for
saves.
Zephyr.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's going to be
then
able to
big
score
gun,
those very
D6.
easily. He's going to get 1 off those easily.
2 shots.
But and
Yeah,
maybe another one if his
hitting on
Talonmaster can
3s.
survive. But
Wounding
he's
on
starting to
2s.
move out, which is good. But I don't think he gets past objective
Make
4.
1s. Cool. This arc. Gosh. Oh, we're gonna do the D6 damage version. So D6 shots. 4.
I again didn't roll my litany, so on a 3 up
Go
my
for it.
stoic prosecution. Cool. We got it this turn.
Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s. 3 invos. Cool. And then 6. The heavy Gauss. Hitting on 3s.
So we're
Wounding on 3s.
seeing this Necron army slowly grind these
3
Terminators down
invos.
to dust.
Sorry, 5 invo.
Unfortunately, I think failing the charge on those
Just shooting
with
the
those Terminators is a big freaking deal.
Their invulns are only 5 ups.
Oh,
What's shooting at? Because they have
them
2
a
up.
lot more. It's -3, so it's still 5 up.
Okay, so it'd be 5 ups either way. So the other 2 that I just made, is that how many? I'm pretty sure there were 2 there.
The other 2, well, shit. They were 4 and a 5 on a -3, so 1d6 damage.
Yeah.
It kills a base, and then it's 5 more.
Unless they make 5/5-ups.
Oh, true.
No. So yeah, kills that guy. Do you know where you want this pile? It's a new pile.
It's all the same. There were how many of your knights
There
left?
were-
5.
Yeah, so there were 10 in this squad, and there's
I just
9.
met at the start of the turn.
Oh, 4, 5. Yeah, because there was.
So. Let's see.
Yeah, are you just counting up Reaper?
Yeah, right now 1, 2.
Yeah, we can just do that.
So sorry, it's 5 more saves over here at a 5-up.
Okay. So
It's 4 D3 damage. First D3. 3.
let's pull these guys over.
Kills
So
base. Second D3. There's only 1
Destroyers definitely Glargify, I think, are definitely the best
damage. Third D3.
infantry in that codex for
3.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of solve a lot of these issues.
the
They're so
base.
much more dangerous than
And
the
fourth D3.
Tesla Immortals.
Yes,
How much was it? I'm sorry.
I do really like destroyers. Speed Necrons, I think, are definitely need more play.
Yeah, you're feeling no pains today.
Plus, you
We're
can
pretty good.
you just deceiver them,
You're making
like
me roll a lot.
blast people. So strong.
Not really.
Deceiver redeploy right up
Uh,
into people's
Is
face.
that it for my turn? Yep, looks like it. So, let me do a quick count up here on the Reaper.
Yeah, you're good. You got a held and a bonus.
Yep, no kill. Unless you roll a 6 on your morale. Haha.
They don't ever do that. We got secrets, man. We don't take morale.
I mean, you're Space Marine, so you get a free reroll.
No, meaning they're Deathwing, so they never take morale because of Inner Circle.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's see. 1, 2.
I think the splitting fire
It's
from
30. I'm at
Zephyr is going to really
39
hurt him,
wounds, so
or
no
has
second
already
reaper
really
point,
hurt
but
him. I
do
think
get a third
if he
point
had
for
focused
engineers.
fire instead of going into the
And I
Catan
passed.
Shard, if he had focused fire the Catan Shard that was here, if he'd focused fire everything into this Doomsday Arc, he can probably kill it. And then if he had saved a CP the previous turn to get into reroll his charge and get into the Tesseract Arc on Objective 4, he could have killed that. And I think this game looks a lot different. But now just down to 1 Deathwing Knight and half of his Terminators
Yeah, I
dead.
probably would have committed more fire in here if I had realized, or more importantly, remembered they don't have storm shields.
Yeah, only one squad of infantry
So,
boys.
and I think it's kind of falling apart. He's probably going to get this Tesseract Arc and this Tesseract Arc off the board, and then I think the rest of them kill the rest of the Terminators and start picking up the rest of the army. And with Mr. Black's sort of domination so far, I don't know if they can come back on the scoreboard, even if they start killing these arcs much faster. Glarg, yeah. You can't catch the Doomsday Arcs anymore. The bolters are still okay at pinking at them, but we're outside of Tactical Doctrine, so the AP is gone. They just don't have the board presence, I think, at this point, to swing back in the game. The turn they came down needed to kill 2 to 3 arcs for them to have a chance at surviving and pushing through, and I think it just wasn't good enough. The Catan Shard doesn't deal as much damage, as much damage as another arc, and you can always kill it later. I think the play would have been to shoot everything into this arc when the Terminators deep struck, charge the Deathwing Knights into the arc that was here, pin the Catan Shard with the Knights. So you put one guy, and then you chain 2 or 3, and then you get the rest of the unit over here to kill that Tesseract arc. Then the next turn you get to kill the Catan Shard, and you're super duper far up, and you haven't really taken any hits. I think that was the play. Or you keep the Deathwing, the Terminators safe for a round. I don't know, but it's interesting. I think the Deathwing played potentially a little bit too aggressively with kills and didn't focus fire on the actual damage dealers in the Necron army, which is the vehicles. And we just went for the infantry and the other stuff, which is pretty easy to kill. A lot of times you get that stuff just for free because the Necron players usually don't care about it as much. But the Necron, the arcs are where it's at for the Necrons.
Here, I'll recolor these guys just so you know what's going on here. Oop, that's not right. Okay. Well. It's not letting me recolor. Whoop.
You can just tint them.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot. Basically, it's these 2, these 3, and these 3 in the back. But I couldn't tell if you were trying to do things at the same time that I was, because it only lets us one of us do things once one person starts clicking stuff. If you click something, it like closes
I
up.
hadn't been clicking on anything. I've just been watching.
Yeah. So this Nightmaster has a job to do. We'll go into some shooting. So we'll put these 3 intercessors into that boya right there.
Looks like player's playing with tints a little bit here. Now we've
we've
bathed the battlefield in blood today, so weird. There you go. That's what this looks like now. Have fun with that. It's kind of. I don't hate it.
One which I will fail.
It's actually very
I
good
made it.
contrast,
Pleasantly
if I'm
surprised.
honest.
Yeah, as much as
You get some white snow on here, and we'll look like Crate from Star Wars.
We'll put these boys into them as
No,
well.
I think my rolls have been all right.
Yeah, it's easy to like get upset at the first 2 turns of dice rolls, especially if like things aren't going your way, but it's one of those. They usually seem to weigh out.
Glarg, yeah, so there's an objective here. We're playing Nexus Control, so 2 objectives in the center, and there's an objective back here.
Yes.
Still no cover.
But yeah, it was. I mean, Mr. Black did have a defensive position inside the building, so he was positioned so that the Knights wouldn't be able to get in if they dropped there. But I agree, and also the way that the Apothecary was positioned for combined assault, he was here, and I think this move was a lot easier than this move. But I would have liked to have seen a dive into objective 3.
Shoot the sergeant. So they'll hit on 2s, rerolling 1s, and then wound on a 5 now. Reroll 1s because of the Talon Master. Yeah, he's within 6. So nothing. So then we'll go with the next squad up. I didn't really want to do that. We'll put the Talon Master's twin heavy bolter into him, and the assault cannon back into this one dude. So 6 shots from twin heavy bolter into that 1 wound. One around to reroll ones. It's here. 2 saves, -1, ignore cover.
2 4-ups. Can it live? Oh, does it explode? The other ones are going into the Doomsday Arc.
Yeah. That's 12 shots. Four.
4 5-ups. Because it's -1, right?
Yeah.
I take 2.
So then we'll go with the back squad of eliminators into him. We'll just shoot 2 of them using mortis rounds. Rerolling ones because of our prosecution. 4s now. So that's 1 mortal wound and then 2 saves at -2.
Okay. 1 mortal, 2 saves at a 6. Oh, he takes.
So it's D3. So 3.
I ignored on a 2.
Yep.
2 or 1. Oh.
Tomo,
takes
the
2
hills
more.
are just the high
Down to 3.
ground on the map, so all of the
So
blood
we'll go
from
with the last
everywhere
squad doing the
trickled
same thing.
down.
Oh, you
know,
already fired
trickled
all 3
off
squads
of
of
the
your
hill.
execute.
I did.
Eliminate. Yes, you did.
Nope, I only shot the blue squad into him, and then I
Blue
just shot
squad
the back
failed to
squad
kill.
into-
The second squad did
Some
kill it.
waves.
No,
And then some
the
rivers.
Ravenwing Talon Master killed him.
Okay, it must have been when you said I didn't want to do that. You decided
Yeah,
not.
I set it, but I did get 2 hits.
Okay.
And no wounds. Yeah, I was also thinking about my Deathwing too, which I didn't really want to have to shoot that way. But we'll put crack missiles into him, and then we'll put all of our storm bolters into this guy.
Okay.
So 2 crack missiles, roll on 1s and 2s, 1 hit. I think I needed a 4. Because is it strength?
And you need a 3 because it's only toughness 6.
Okay, strength 8. Yeah. So there's 1 wound, -2.
6 to save. Nope.
D6.
3 or less to ignore it.
3.
I ignore it.
And then we've got 1, 2, 5, 6. 6 guys with storm bolters. It's 24.
So, there you go.
Yeah. 3s, rolling 1s and 2. Come on, buddy.
Pretty
10
good
saves.
conversion. 3 ups. Takes 2.
So Belial's Stormbolter,
Yeah, we've created a headcanon for
Alright.
the Lake of Blood here.
1 wound.
I think we should have the players sink their models into the table a little bit, so it
Saved.
looks like they're wading through this
Thank you.
disgusting morass.
1 more.
Takes another wound.
So we're gonna charge him with these intercessors first. They probably
All right.
need a 7
Some
to
good
get to
play
the other
by
side.
3d6, drop the highest.
to try to pin this thing so it can't shoot its flame.
And it's a fail.
Got a 6. Well, you are up against this wall.
This one knight stayed put. Oh, I guess he's
My
gonna
base
try
is
to
not.
bonk Imhotep.
So I don't believe you can get him.
Let's see.
Sure
There's an
looks
inch
like
right
you
there
can.
on the other side of the wall.
It looks like to me an inch is inside the wall.
Can we get a ruling here, Trevi? If you're listening.
Yeah, okay, I gotta go in here. Yeah, so looking at it, where Zephyr's
There's our
ruler
dark
is, yeah, right at sort of the center of. Yeah, you guys can't see me, but right, Zephyr, where your cursor is, you can put one model in contact within an inch of the arc
stop.
there.
And then the guys with the big hands are going in. So they get a 5. Back, whatever. So, that's gonna. Nope, we're gonna charge into this Imotech with my Nightmaster.
Okay, 3 shots hitting on 6s. Maybe he'll actually hit an Overwatch. Nope. He loves it.
He's ready for this fight. I'm just gonna run around on that side. No CP, so we'll go ahead with these guys first. It looks like we'll probably just get those 4 within range of him. So our sergeant's there with a power sword. He's gonna make 5 attacks. Come on. You rolling. 5s. Just 1 at -3, 1 damage.
5 up to save. Nope, takes a wound.
And then 3 times 4. Rolling 1s and 2s. Punching good either way. So strength 8s or 3s.
Yep.
Get in there. That many at -4.
7 5-ups.
David, the bonus point is for holding the center. Is for holding the
Hey, watch me make
objectives
4.
4.
No.
And
5
3.
unsafe wounds. Doesn't matter what
so
you.
he moved the Tesseract
Actually,
arc
no,
over
it
there
does
to
matter
grab that.
because
Three.
quantum fielding.
He's kind
Yeah.
of he kind of gives
So if I roll a
him.
bunch of 3s and then you roll
He
a
gives
bunch
away
of 2s,
the.
but they're each separate. So 1, 3.
So I take.
He gives away
3.
the arc, but he gets an
We'll
extra
do
point.
the 2
And
first. If I
he's
roll a
pulling
1, I'm
ahead
fine.
far enough in score
Okay,
that I
but
think
do
that
I
it
explode?
doesn't really matter how much
Do not.
Zephyr's
Unfortunately,
gonna do.
I would have really liked to have done a whole bunch of D3 mortal wounds to you there.
I bet. So we'll have 4 attacks from the sergeant into that homie. In all 3s. Whoa. Whiffing.
That was a bad roll.
This is how he's gonna die. There's 1 save. He's +2.
Up. He takes it.
It's just 2 damage.
Imotech finally taking damage from melee weapons. He is been hella
Can
tanky
I
this
kill you
game.
back? We'll see. Hitting on 2s. 2 hits, wounding on 3s. 2 saves, you take your info.
To use it this time. Oh, come on, dice. No.
He died.
Well, Nightmaster goes down. I don't think that was enough kills for Zephyr. He's gonna score his kill in his hold. That's probably gonna be it. He's only at 2 on big game so far. 3 on big game.
Held, and I got killed more.
I'm at 45 wounds for the Reaper now. Gives me my second point.
Engineers.
Sadly, neither of us can hold more.
And we're going top of 5.
You get killed though, right?
Yeah, I got killed and killed more. No, you don't get killed because you do that at the end of your player turn.
See.
Yeah.
All right. Hit the fast turn button when you're ready.
I already did.
All right. First, my lord heals D3 mortal wounds or D3 wounds. 2.
Zephyr,
Living
what did
metal
you
on-
kill that turn? It was both Tesseract Arc, is that right?
Yeah.
They're over here. This killed this turn. This is the pile of accumulated perished models.
So I've actually
Cool.
maxed big game. Well, maybe. So, yeah, because I've done 11 to that guy.
You've done.
Healed so much.
You're almost always going to max big game hunter against Necron.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Living metal.
So we're really just looking at ground control for Zephyr. He'll get his last engineer point this turn, and
Okay, it looks like I don't have to move this.
ground control's a big question
arc,
mark. He's
as I can
starting
see.
to slowly crawl back and
Naders.
reduce that
He can-
1.
Pretty sure that thing
reduce the
can see
deficit,
over
but I
everything.
don't know if it's gonna matter. I think it might
Actually,
be too little, too late.
Yeah.
Unless he's able to get on 3 objectives.
Well, it has to do with relative
that
heights.
could
I
get
can only
him-
see
get
you
him there.
by like the side of my ship, like one of the pokebits sticking out.
I mean, I don't think he can see me, but I'm pretty sure that he can peek over that. 'Cause you gotta, like,
This little flap right here on the right side, it can draw a line to your.
yeah, I see the line like right here, basically. Not even that far, but
We're gonna move this Doomsday Arc up. Farda, let me see how far I can actually move. Because it is in the second bracket. 8 inches. That's 7. I can't even get in rapid fire range. All right. Shooting. We're gonna shoot this Doomsday Arc first. It's gonna shoot these eliminators with its big gun, and it's gonna shoot these scouts with its flare arcs.
Cool.
Alternately, yeah, it's fine. D6 shots on the eliminator. 3. I hit on 4s. I wound on 2s. It's 2 dead eliminator. Well, they do D3 damage. Kills 1, kills the other.
So it looks
Sorry,
like
which squad
we
was
might
this?
just
The
go
blue.
for maximum kills here,
so
I
yeah.
imagine, for Mr. Black. Just
I think
trying
I'm gonna
to
count them
force
towards Reaper.
through,
Hopefully.
Yeah, they were part of this guy's squad.
Fair.
trying to force through the
Then 10 flare arcs against the scouts.
kill more this turn, because he's probably going to tie on hold, if I imagine. Although it's just this one Doomsday Arc, so he's actually going to die. So he's going to lose that on hold more, but he's got to get that kill more.
And then wounding on 4s.
And if he's very unlucky, he could lose that on the bonus.
2 saves at
or
-1.
Zephyr could grab the bonus, but I doubt that's going to happen.
This Doomsday Arc is going to pile in over here. Just the big gun's the only thing that can fire. The rest is out of range. That's D6 shots. 5. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s.
Ooh.
4 feel no pains. Or in both.
On these Terminators.
Correct.
Cool. So 5 ups.
Interesting.
It's
just
D6 each.
So
Don't
should
roll a
kill
1.
a bunch of Terminators.
Dead Terminator. Or
Oh,
2.
And
Two.
mostly leave just characters without
think I might have a guy with a
much
wound
for
on there.
Zephyr to
Oh, you're right,
do.
it's
He
a dead
can
guy.
knock the Doomsday Arc
And
out
then the next
with
one
his
is D6.
shooting.
For 6, feel no
Just
pains.
Doomsday Arc is going to be problematic.
Come on, buddy. Ooh. No,
And
another
then
dead.
the last one is 5 more. That's 6 dice.
Oh, there's one on top of one here. Yeah. Well, I like that one, so I'm gonna roll that. There's another.
Dead Terminator. Alright, this back Doomsday Arc is going to unload on the Terminator squad. We're going to start with the big gun. D6 shots. 2. Hitting on 2s. Sorry, hitting on 3s. Misses. Then 10 flare arcs. Hitting on 3s. I'm hitting on 4s. 5 saves, -1. 2, 3, 2 feel no
Terminators
pains.
brought pretty low by that last Doomsday Arc shot. Mr. Black trying to get a bead into the characters, but not able to. So pretty good wound removal
that gets
from
me-
Zephyr here.
Kill and hold.
And now I think we just see this
And let
Doomsday
me
Arc go
count
down,
up the
and then we get one
Butcher
more
the
turn of
Reaper
shooting
again.
from the
Yeah, I'm sure you're at 40 now.
the other Doomsday Arcs.
Making how close I am to 60.
We'll see how.
4,
and I think that's
truth.
probably going to be it. We're
should
8
be 8,
points
right?
up for
It's 20.
Mr. Black. I don't
So-
think we can.
Yeah, so there's
see
20
that.
from the Deathwing Knight squad.
We have to
There's
get a.
1, 2,
We'll
3
probably get
left
3
out
on
of
ground
that, so
control, so
9
we
here,
have to
6
be.
times
We'll probably get
2
kill
is
hold here.
18. So then it'd be 2.
Oh, and engineers. Yeah, so it should be 9 points up.
2
Ooh.
shy.
There's 2,
We'll let
and
them
then 2,
Count it out,
4,
and then we'll
6, 11.
prognosticate.
So I'm at 51 wounds. And you still don't take a morale test because you're Deathwing, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, the scouts would, but they're not feeling it.
So we should have one more on Mr. Black's side for engineers, for the max engineers. So we should be 25. We have to make up 9 points. Well, max engineers here. No, we only have to make up 8. If we get 2 on ground control, which I think
like
is
crap
pretty
nowadays.
reliable, yeah, I think that's almost guaranteed. We have to make up 6, 7, 8, because we'll probably get kill hold on.
So what happens if you end your
Zephyr's
movement out of coherency?
I'm not sure that we can do it. We have to get onto objective 3. I'm not sure that that's possible right now. Although he will get a hold more this turn, so that makes up for one of them. He has to basically
Can't,
kill more,
is the
hold more
rule, I
every turn.
believe.
And I don't think that there's enough chaff
So
for
in the future, it'd be better to just move the back models up so you can see where the last one can go to.
on
It really doesn't matter.
Mr. Black's side here.
All right.
Basically only has one thing he can shoot at, and maybe shoot some eliminator shots into this guy. And probably
I'd
not
rather
kill him.
know how close the first guy can get than try and sure up the back, and if you can't pull them back.
Right. But
That's for
prob-
offensive purposes, you know.
yeah, the problem with that is if you move as far forward as you can, you don't know how far you've moved or where you can move to.
Yeah, but if he didn't move more than 5 inches, that's why you're pulling them back.
Well,
So
I don't
you're-
know where he started. I don't know where he ended.
That's
All
fine.
I know.
Yeah, I get your point, but I don't think that's the best way to do it. And that's just my opinion. You can have yours.
It just doesn't favor the player who wants to get the maximum amount of movement. It only gives you the maximum amount of legal movement.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
understand.
calling you a
understand
cheater.
what
I'm
you're
not trying
saying,
to
but
jump down your throat here.
yeah, if someone's gonna be that nitpicky, then yeah, that's fine. They can be that way. I need my Stoic Prosecution. Goes off.
Kind of a bizarre disagreement between the players. I'm not gonna lie.
So actually we're 2 away and they've only gone 5, so they'll advance. It doesn't matter actually. So I'm getting it anyways this turn. Probably should just save those few little bolter shots. Keep waltzing forward, I suppose.
Shit, I scored my last point of engineers last turn. Yep.
So I think that's going to be my movement. We'll start some shooting. We'll go ahead and go with these eliminator squads. We'll go with the back squad first.
What you shooting at?
Into this Doomsday Arc.
And what bolt are you shooting?
Mortis rounds.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, that's too many dice, but all those hit. Actually, I think the squad's out. Squad's out of Chapter Master, or Talent Master. So just 1 at -2 and Immortal.
Okay. Saving on A6. Nope.
D3,
So I take
for just
1.
1. So
I
2.
can't ignore it, so 2.
And the red squad in front of him. Both hit. Both wounds, so that's 2 mortals. So does he blow?
Go explode. No.
Alright. In that case, we'll put some crack missiles this way and shoot our storm bolters that way too. So
Okay.
2 crack missiles. Reroll fails. Nothing. Three dudes with storm bolters.
Oh yeah, he's got a storm bolter and a missile launcher, doesn't he?
Yes, he carries all the guns. 5.
5 at 3, 4 up. He takes 3 wounds.
We'll go ahead.
Down to
the 2 dudes storm bolters.
Yeah, Glarg, I don't know what's happening with the measuring tool. I think it is an issue on my end, and I'm in spectator mode right now. I can't fix it right now. I don't know why it's doubling all the measurements. And that's
and then Belial.
it's been like that all game. It might have something to do with the connection issues that we're having with Steam. But
2 4-ups.
it seems like it's
another
okay on the player's side, and they're able to measure fine. It's just my display is displaying the measurements as
I think
as
that's
doubled, and
my
I don't know
turn.
why.
All right. We tie on kills, and you have hold.
Get hold more.
So let's see if it's
And we both
possible for
engineers.
Zephyr to fight back here.
Last turn.
Yeah.
He's down by
Oh, I
5.
need you to push the button.
Oh yeah. As much as that matters.
There's me.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
And
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know if
it's
we
just a
scored
gamer
out on the
courtesy
second
thing. If
one.
you see someone move up a model and you're talking about inches and it's to the point where, hey, I'm pulling my model away from it, you know, you're not going to lose but so much distance, especially with 3 models sitting here. But
Imhotech's gonna move.
he only goes 5. Slow boy.
Most of the Necron Lords are slow.
Yeah.
That's an
See if I-
interesting move. I think he might be trying to grab the kill from the Deathwings, but he gives
Chonk some
Zephyr a
dudes.
kill.
You have no troops here, right?
Where's here?
Uh,
No.
Well, I mean, is that worth it? Probably not.
Oh, he's looking for a bonus point.
This Doomsday Arc. Let's. I have to advance to get to there. I think it's actually worth it. Okay, he's going to advance. 4, so he can go 16. And we're going to move these immortals over the ruins.
Takes a lot of firepower off the table, but I don't think he needs it to get a kill. Because he can knock out these small eliminator units easily.
3.
We'll start with shooting. These 6 immortals. 5 immortals are going to shoot your Terminators. It's 10 shots exploding on 6s. One explosion, everything hits. And then I'm wounding on 3s because it's strength 5. 7 saves, no AP.
Potentially easy kills here. I'm not sure it matters.
I'm sorry to the Terminators.
Yep.
Cool.
You're fine. This Doomsday Arc is going to fire its Gauss Flares. No, let's do this. This Arc's going to pile everything at your Terminators. You got an entry guy in there. You do. So I'm going to start with 10 Flare Arcs. Hitting on 3s. And wounding on 4s. 3 saves at -1.
Clark, yeah, I think all he needs to do is be...
Yeah, 1.
Kill and hold. Yeah, and there's no...
Versus,
Well, you
D6
could,
shots.
He's going to...
3.
He needs to kill a bunch of stuff. He basically needs to kill as much as he can and then hold.
Winning on a 2.
In the off chance he loses 2 things, I guess, like randomly. The Talent Master could like pull 10 immortals off the table somehow. And then if he gets like there's like a long bomb charge and kills the Doomsday, maybe we could see a
I'm
swing,
just going
but I don't
to
think it's
fire my Flare Arcs at these Eliminators and, well, let me see.
If
we're going to fire the Flare Arcs
hold
at
more to ground control.
the
So yeah, it would
scouts.
be 27.
I'm going to fire the
if they get kill more,
big
hold
gun
more
at
bonus 3 ground
these
controls, they'd win,
Eliminators.
right? That's the only avenue.
Big gun gets D3 shots. Or D6.
Oops.
2. Well, there goes that plan of killing that
So
unit.
basically this Terminator unit has
3s,
to survive, move 5, probably roll a
wounding
12.
on 2s.
And
Make
charge
1 at
onto
-2.
3, and then like these Eliminators plus whatever melee is
D6
here
damage. Sorry, D3. Kills him base.
I think that's extremely unlikely,
was the,
but that's basically the only way he loses the
Yeah,
game.
that's fine. I was actually shooting the back unit, but that's okay. Then 10 Flare Arcs at the other guy, at the scouts.
Although I don't know if they've counted their
Hitting on 3s.
secondaries correctly yet.
Wow, that was a very good roll. Winning on 4s. 5 saves at -.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep making saves on this guy until he dies. So that's him, and the rest get cover, so they'll be on 4-ups. Get 2 more.
And they're also immune to morale.
They'll be lead 9 from Asmodai.
It failed to kill anything.
Yikes. Well,
it is
that was a
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, I wonder if you just
And it does not get me another point of Reaper.
zap the oh, they also have Imhotech here, who is super duper in threat range of these assassins.
So I get hold.
Uh-oh.
Your turn.
Interesting.
The button's gone.
There was a lot of stuff
Execution again. Keep forgetting, but it goes off.
that the Necrons could have focus fired on to kill, and didn't. And now he's only on 26 points. I imagine he's at 28 with one of these. I think he's at another Butcher's Bill. I have no idea, though. So if we assume he's at 27, if we get a 5-point turn plus 2 ground controls, we win, or a 4-point turn and 3 ground controls for Zephyr, then he would
This doesn't matter.
tie the game. So he needs
These guys over the wall.
This needs to be a successful charge, and he needs to kill one thing, I think.
Yeah.
So honestly, just put the scout on the objective. Why are you moving everything? Like you don't need to move it. You just need to stand still. Just stand still. This is the last turn of the game. All right. Well, guess we're moving.
Cool. He's gonna go 16.
Oh, I forgot that the Talon Master is also just here, so he could charge this thing. That could do it.
Actually, doesn't look like.
What a comeback that would be, huh?
Probably an 8-inch charge.
I
Something
think,
like that.
yeah, this is moving these guys. Oh, well, I guess
So yeah, we're
Asmodai
gonna
probably
put
got
everything into this guy.
his
Yep.
off, so everyone
Talon
counts as stationary, so I
Master.
guess it doesn't matter. His litany.
So he's got
I don't know if they rolled it.
not that many. So 18 shots.
The math does work differently for the heavy bolters versus the assault cannons here, right? Because they're shooting into toughness 6.
Oh, I thought that was still T7. No. Oh yeah, because it's forced, so we're still the other one. Okay, so thank you. So we'll have the heavy bolters all hit. These are
Some funky
5s.
dice here.
Rerolling
Oh,
ones.
it's just a dark one.
So just 2 -1. Ignored cover.
5 up. He takes a wound.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, Clark, does he immediately lose the
12
game?
more
I don't think
shots,
so,
these
right?
went on 4s. Come on, dice.
This
So you
got
got
really
8?
dramatic really quickly. I think.
8 5-ups.
Immediately after 2 Doomsday Arcs failed to kill a unit, I think they fired in the Terminators. That was a mistake. Should have just killed some Eliminators. Those guys are easy to
Takes
kill.
4 more. That was a good save.
Maybe don't even go on this objective. You don't need it.
We'll put
There's no reason to go there.
The storm bolters from the squad.
Just chill.
So
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
2 crack missiles. We're in
Gives
range of
Zephyr a way
Asmodai
out.
now, so we act as if we didn't move. Hitting on 3s. Didn't matter anyways. 2 wounds.
That chapter litany is
Minus
doing
3,
mad work
minus
this
2.
game.
Sorry.
2 6-ups. Take 1.
So it's D6 for 2 damage.
1 ignores.
Yeah, there was.
Oh.
Chap, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was no reason to move up on this
12
objective, right?
storm bolter shots.
Unless he could. I think he was angling to charge Imhotep into the Terminators. But that was no reason, right?
Ooh.
You still have to, with a 5-point turn, you have to get somebody into this
Talon
objective
Master's
still,
in
which
range
is
to
tough,
reroll
I
ones
think.
now. So
That's
If
a
he
hell of a
accidentally kills the
conversion.
Doomsday Arc, it could
Hey,
be bad.
all 4. So 5.
I take a wound.
Oh, they only have 4 up saves. Jesus.
Yep. My vehicles are quite squishy.
These intercessors here are gonna have 6 shots.
Yeah, I mean, the Talon Master, he's only got a power sword, right? Like, he's going to have a tough time actually killing this thing.
Doesn't matter. Look at that straight.
He probably needs to drop it down to 1 or 2
Ugh.
wounds here.
Reroll 1s. So we got 2 there, -1.
Another wound.
Yeah, down to 5.
1 guy with a bolt gun from that scout squad. Alright. So we got some eliminators. We're gonna put
These Eliminators should really crack into it.
yeah, we'll start off with 3-man squad. The sergeant's not gonna shoot. Give him +1 on the mortis rounds.
He can't
both
kill
hit.
it with just the Talon Master, and if he
So there's
contests the
mortal
center, he
and
doesn't
1 save
bonus,
at
right? So
-2.
it doesn't matter. You have to kill this thing.
It's saved.
You have to kill. You have to kill this
That was
with the
probably
with the
very
Raven with
important.
the Talon Master charge.
Yeah, it really was. So we'll put
It's such an
The,
awkward situation for the Dark Angels.
the other Eliminator squad. We'll just shoot the one guy. We need him to go off.
Maybe
Plus
you just
one
start
hit.
shooting executioners.
Hits on a 2. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're dropping shots to
What is
just
it?
shoot the.
So it is a wound. Because he gets +1 to
Wound.
wound.
Okay.
We're dropping shots
Save
and
on
only
a
shooting
6.
one guy with its sergeant's ability.
Nope.
It's just D3.
Okay, I think we could see it here. 3 damage. Yeah.
For
Does
3?
it? Does the
1.
quantum shield?
Get a ignore it on a 2.
Thank you.
Yep.
Does the quantum shield go off?
He ignores it.
Does. Oh my god, this is so
Brutal.
stressful. Oh my God.
So we have a Talon Master. And he's gonna charge into that guy.
Oh yeah, I don't know
Okay,
if this is
I'm
gonna
gonna
do it.
overwatch you.
I don't know
Big
if this is
gun.
gonna do it.
4 shots. Hitting on
You need to do
6s.
4 damage with a power sword. Lol.
1 hit. Wounds on a. You're 5,
I think
right?
Mr. Black might pull it out
T6
there.
on the speeder.
3 to wounds. Wounds. Do you have an embo?
He doesn't.
6 just kills him. Oh, he takes 2.
That would have been so awkward.
And then flare works.
That was scary.
At least he has the opportunity to charge Imhotep with the Terminators here and try to grab that kill. Too.
Hitting on 6s.
So that's something. But if he if
5
they
hits.
die, it's actually really bad.
Oh,
I don't
winning
know if
on
you go through that.
5.
Oh my god, this is stressful.
3 saves at -1.
Glargify. I had no idea if Quantum Sail Shielding was optional.
All right. Roll your dice. Biggest roll of the game.
But but you wouldn't, right? You don't want to go down to 1.
He loves it.
Here he goes.
Oh yeah.
If you go down to 1 from the Eliminator shot, that's the worst possible case scenario.
Yeah, I don't think anything else matters. So he's gonna have his
No, you do. Oh yeah, I guess you don't.
5 attacks
You don't
now,
charge
'cause
him
he
attack and potentially
Space
give
Marine
up to
rules.
kill more.
Why was he hitting on 2s?
he has a relic that gives him +1 to hit. And he ignores heavy. Five attacks on 2s, all hit. This is straight.
Yeah, we need
Probably
to
just
almost
4.
100% convert here. I can't imagine this happens.
5s to save. Oh boy.
4 minus 3.
Holy crap! Did he just
Wait,
do it?
the power swords?
Yeah, he's got a power sword.
No freaking way. Chad, are you kidding me? He wounded 4 times with the power sword?
Ah,
On 1.
good God. So
The
swing
power
back on-
sword cuts through the same, right? It's -4 right now, right?
Oh yeah, it is -4 right now.
All right. Do I explode?
Hello.
I don't.
What?
Space Marine rules, you know. Thank you, Trevi.
Well, -3 cuts through it anyway, even without the doctrine.
That's true too.
Oh my
so
god! Did that just
I'll get
did that
kill
just
on
win
Hells
Zephyr the game?
bonus, and then I'll get 3 and Heldmore.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, me not managing to kill anything. Really lost.
I didn't think I was winning that game, honestly.
Well, it's
Yeah, you have to
It's
kill
the
more that
bullet-
turn, right, Zephyr? Also,
yeah, because I didn't kill anything.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, look at the polar opposites between like our score. Just,
Yeah, can you hit it? Did you hit it on the score sheet there, the Kilmore?
oh, did I get Kilmore too?
Yeah,
I
because you was
anything.
on 0. Yeah.
Oh, because you didn't kill anything, right?
if I had managed to kill anything and managed to not die, I would have won.
Yeah, man, that game was intense.
That's
Good game.
ridiculous, chat. Are you kidding
For
me?
sure, you
What
too.
a
I've
bizarre
got
end to that freaking game.
I'll shoot you some
This game-
pictures of my buddy's Necron army on Discord. It's basically this, but the paint job they did it on. It's like immaculate.
Unbelievable.
They look like they're all in the sand
What?
and stuff, and he's got like texture paint on them. It's crazy.
Cool.
That was
Yeah,
just
I
his,
love
yeah,
Necrons.
that was
They're-
his Dark
I'm
Angel
glad
army
they're getting
slowly
some love
getting
here soon.
ground down by this
They
Necron
desperately
gunline.
need some help.
And then just
yeah, that was a-
bulleted it.
That was just a crazy last turn. Good job, Talon
It's
Master.
like a
You're never not
1%er to
getting
win
rocked.
that game for Zephyr. What an incredible end to the game. That was really silly.
But, cool, man. Yeah, GG's. I'll take a picture of this guy. As if the video on Trevi's stream wasn't good enough.
I need some editing.
Mhm.
It's one of the problems with Doomsdars. I mean, they're good, but
These-
they're
these
very high
definitely mine's
volatility, so it's
undersized.
hard to get consistent
Actually
shooting
look
out
a
of
little
them.
small.
Yeah,
If you don't roll good, they just do absolutely nothing.
I was basically in my brain. I was shooting at the stat lines of a Tesseract Arc the whole game, so I'm not even sure if there was a point where
Luke McCarthy, I didn't even need
didn't
to
take
point
that
out
into account,
combat
whether it
doctrines.
was
A minus
AP
3
or
power
not, but-
sword chews through
The
a
only gun that
4-up
it mattered
armor
on
save
in your entire army
automatically. I
is
don't know
your
why
Talon
they were going to roll
Master.
saves there. That's
Yeah,
not
for
how
sure.
math works.
Yeah, because that's all the shooting that I have that's higher than strength 4.
Yeah, that was a crazy end to that game, guys. That was really insane.
Yeah, I didn't expect to sneak out with that one. And then I was thinking, well, I got ground control, so that's at least like 2 points. We can maybe like limit how much he's holding. I didn't actually think I would kill that thing, but
Yeah.
in my brain,
Yeah,
I was
that
gonna
rolling,
be a tie.
Yeah.
rolling,
I was
out
gonna lose
of,
by 1.
rolling 4 out of 5 wounds on a 5+ to wound was exactly the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a lot of 5s when I needed them. That's for sure. Which
So, looking at that position at the last turn of the game, was there a reason that the DDA was on objective 3? Like it could have just held back and stood still, right?
I did not want to give him hold more, and in order to shoot with his flare arcs to try and get a cheeky extra kill,
Oh, sure.
I had to move him forward. So I was trying to kill at least 1 unit
Right.
and hold at least 1 point. So I was thinking, if I can get the point, we'll be tied on hold more.
Right.
And if I can manage to kill at least one thing, even with ground control, he won't win. Because we'll be tied on kill, and I'll get kill, which is a 2 points.
But without the DDA there, he can't get 3 points on ground control, right? So
You just have hold more
so it would have
bonus.
been the worst case scenario would have been a draw, I think, at that point if the DDA stood still.
No, he could have just advanced with the wing Talon Master for an extra 6 inches to hold point.
Oh, okay. To jump on that. All right.
My putting something there
Yeah.
and
So-
hopefully killing anything
true.
was my only chance.
just advancing the Talent Master makes him almost useless outside of that, but
Right.
I don't know. I think it would have either at least been a tie, because if I'm not getting a kill, and
Yeah,
obviously then I'm not
In
getting
my head,
killed,
I was thinking, a worst case scenario, even if you do kill it, as long as I get 1 kill, it'll be a tie.
right.
A quick note to
Yeah, not getting a
chat.
kill that
It
last
looks
round
like
is everything.
quantum shielding is not optional.
Yep.
As
Oof.
far as I can see, so you can't.
Also, I'm just going to
elect
throw this out here.
Not to
Fight
to do
more
it.
is a bullshit stratagem.
You just need to bring units that like abuse it.
I don't get them in my faction. I also don't have that stratagem.
You might that is kind of salty, I guess, if you don't have the stratagem just to even use, because like
The best I get is I can make a canoptic unit fight as though it didn't advance, or it can charge as though it didn't advance.
yeah. I don't know. I'm sure you're gonna be getting a lot of love with the 9th edition coming out and those new models. There's like dudes holding giant axes and stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. I honestly, all I really want is Immortals to be less points. All right,
Yeah.
luck next round.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Good luck in any other pods you're in.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Yeah, thank
Trevor.
you.
All right, everybody, there you have it. That's the explosive end to this game. I admit I had called it for the Necrons a lot earlier, and then I think they got a little sloppy towards the end. I think maybe some salt got rubbed in there a little bit, got rubbed in their eyes. They didn't see what they needed to do, and we just didn't quite do the damage. I think the search and destroy secondaries were a little bit awkward picked. Reaper plus Butchersville, as we saw, he had a tough time kind of keeping those two straight. And I think that really hurt him. If he was 1 or 2 points up, if he had gotten 2 on both of those objectives over the course of the game, he ties that game. And if he's able to max one out, he wins instead. And then also, I mean, obviously it was a tough it was extremely unlikely that the Talon Master gets in there and does his thing. But I mean, in order to win tournaments, you have to take all of your opponent's options off the table. Just insanity. I definitely did not expect that ending from how the game was going. That was really crazy. Let's see. Let's go through the chat here. Yeah, big cheers, and the Talon Master did his thing. Like McCarthy, if you believe hard enough, you can roll a 7. Shelton Monk. It was because of how he's moving. I don't know. The Scorpec guys are cool. Yeah, the new Spider guys are really cool. I like their new Tripod Walker. I think that's very cool. And the big wings. This Catan is very sweet. Glarg, thanks for joining. I appreciated it. It was a fun little salt mine. That's a good lesson for you folks. Don't get salty in your game, because if you think it's over, which I think that player did, even though he was absolutely dominating the game. If you think it's over, you can start making some slight mistakes and cost yourself a point or two here and there, and eventually accidentally lose the game. Gregory Gibson, thanks for watching. Brendolf, thanks for watching. PHX Goose, they missed the last turn. The DD advance, it would have been hitting on 4s instead of 3s. That sounds right. I wasn't looking at. I think they had 2 DDAs. I believe one was hitting on 4s. There was another one at the bottom of the table that had stood still and was hitting on 3s. I think maybe that's what we were looking at there, but I don't remember what the DDA that moved was doing. But yeah, they were just playing. Let me go back to the faction thing here. They were just playing Sautek Dynasty, which I think makes all their weapons assault weapons when they advance. So when you advance, you're just -1 to hit all the time. Yeah, they never count as moving and firing heavies, but they don't ignore the assault penalty. So yeah, I wasn't paying attention there. I didn't see it. Clearly, it didn't matter because the Necron player wasn't able to score a kill that turn. I think maybe some sloppy target priority. I think he got too focused on the Terminators being too close, and he could have just double tapped a Eliminator squad and killed them. But I think he just fired into the Terminators and didn't kill him enough. Gregory Gibson, with their move and measure debate, who do I agree with? I typically will move the lead model first, because moving the back models usually requires you to overlap the front unit, and then your entire, instead of creating an illegal game state that's easily repaired, you just ruin the game state. You know what I mean? So like if I have, and not to mention that it's harder to measure the back unit over the back of the unit over the front of the unit. That creates sloppy measurement as well, and movement. So I would much rather move the entire unit and then decide, and then have to shift backwards, because that's so much easier to do. It's not, I guess, not sort of in the strictest sense of the word. It's not technically a legal move, but it's going to create a much cleaner game state. So I would much prefer that's how I do it typically, if that ever comes into play. A lot of times I'll just shuffle the whole unit around, and then I'll repair it later. That also saves time. A lot of the things that RAZE was trying to play sort of an exactly by the book game, and unfortunately, a lot of times in 40K and a lot of times in TTS, you do have to cut some corners in order to make the games a little bit faster. This game wasn't too long actually, so that's good. But Yeah, just over 3 hours. Plus, we had some downtime in there, so about average, I think, in terms of game length. But that does sort of tend to create a little bit of extra time you don't need. Greg Gibson, yeah. I think a lot of people measure like that. Yeah, Sam Moyer, the field is red with the blood of many Dark Angels, and I guess the internal lubricant of many Necrons. Many people died. Yeah, it was an interesting game to watch. I think I definitely talked about the moves I think I would have liked to see the players have make, but yeah, it was a good one. Oh, Sam, how's it going, man? You played in the game. Cool. Robert Roberts, awesome, man. Thanks for watching, and yeah, jump on in the waitlist anytime. Yeah, Sam, I don't know why the field is red. It looks like somebody might have drag selected it when when you guys were tinting the eliminators. It happened, and I think somebody may have accidentally like shift selected it when the eliminators got changed. I don't know why. It's actually kind of, I don't hate it. It looks kind of nice. The red and the green together with the gray. I think actually it's a good contrast. It's very interesting. Yeah, thanks again everybody for watching, and that's going to be it for me today. We have another game at noon EST tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Come join. That is going to be the semifinals of Pod. Great question. Pod 9. We're just like cranking through them right now. It's insanity. I think that is. I just posted it in the stream schedule. It is Pod 9. Chaos versus Custodes. We actually got a lot of Custodes. Pod 14 just launched. Has 2 pure Custodes in it. Ladies and gentlemen, they are back. The Banana Boys are storming onto the meta. So it'll be good. Anyway, so I'll be back online tomorrow. I may have another game tomorrow, but I do have some other real life things to take care of. But I'm going to try to get my next Pod 7 game in, which is going to be against Aldari, I think. I read the list one time, and then I forgot. And I'm going to see if I can't fit that into my schedule tomorrow as well. And I get 2 games streamed again. So we'll find out. I'm not Eldari, like the opposite of Eldari. Space Wolves. I'm going to play against the Space Wolves. I have a game against Adel playing Space Wolves. So that'll be cool. I'm excited to play that game with get some Tyranids back on the table, and it's going to be sick. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for me. Stay tuned again for tomorrow for more streams, and we're just going to keep cranking away at a bajillion games of TTS. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, have a good one, everybody. Keep it classy, folks. Happy wargaming.